NHL on Sportsnet present the Stanley Cup playoffs.
They're a machine. They're just an absolute machine.
That could be kind of the sign that maybe this is their year.
They've remained perfect in these playoffs and now have the Flyers on the brink of elimination. Makes the save. Scores just like that. Defenseman scores.
This is Hockey Night in Canada on Sportsnet.
You want action? We've got action for you here tonight.
He's got a step. He's in. Scores! Absolutely amazing. First off, thank you, Sloan. Fine hockey players, great band. Headquartered in Toronto now, but out of Nova Scotia and the Halifax region. You see that shot and you think of recency bias. Well, maybe that's not what we think of recency bias, but I want a story about recency bias. After Buffalo won Game 1 against Montreal, we all said, uh-oh, Canadians in trouble. Wrong. Then the Ducks got the split in Vegas. We said, uh-oh, Golden Knights are in trouble. Wrong. Then when Philadelphia went up 3-0 in the first round against Pittsburgh, we sweep. Wrong. What's wrong with us, Kelly? Brendan Dillon is our very special guest analyst from the New Jersey Devils. Got to 1,000 and roared past that milestone this year. Brendan, lovely to have you. Kelly, honestly, look ahead to tonight.
Okay, well, Carolina, they're on such a great run. They are chasing history, really. If they win tonight, they move to 8-0, and they will join this elite group of teams led by the Edmonton Oilers with 9-game winning streak. That is crazy. 3 of those teams won the Stanley Cup, and guys, the 1969 Blues lost in the final to Montreal. So that would certainly set Carolina in the right direction.
You want it? Lineup? Philadelphia making a couple changes. They're going to bring in a couple young guys, Luchenko and Bonk, for their first playoff action. And I mean, I just look at this Philadelphia Flyer team, and I look at like 9% on the power play. Their penalty kills average at best. They're backed in a corner right now. So putting these young guys in, that's going to give them a little bit of jump. But I mean, really, they're backed up in the corner. They need a monster effort to keep their playoff hopes alive.
I think the biggest shocker looking at this, too, is no Matvei Michkov. Hasn't had a great playoff so far, but still surprised that he's a healthy scratch. But in the words of Trevor Zegras, how do you eat an elephant, boys? One bite at a time for these Flyers.
So, Brendan, I look at Sanheim and, you know, the veteran defense there. They've got a job to do tonight. You played all 82 games this year, all 82 last year. You had to go through compressed schedule because of Four Nations and Olympics. And you're a 1,000-gamer. You've had to talk yourself when you play these back-to-back nights or big games like tonight into being ready. What has maybe been in your head to say, I can do this, I can be fresh, I can be alive at this big game?
You know, understanding the atmosphere, understanding the situation you're in, the playoffs are the playoffs. And for me personally, we shared it off air. Joe Thornton, I had a great culture there in San Jose. I learned from at a young age. He didn't take many days off, and it didn't matter if it was a game on a Tuesday in the middle of the season in November, or it was Game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs. You're going out there, you take pride, and you're playing for a city, you're playing for the organization, for your brother beside you. It sounds so cliche, but it really is just getting up for that.
One other thing, you've gone in as a Devil to Philadelphia on a Saturday night. What's that like?
Well, they didn't like us in New Jersey very much, that's for sure. So rambunctious, crazy, Gritty doing backflips. You can expect a little bit of everything there at Philly's rink. But, you know, Carolina's going to come ready. There's a reason why they're up 3-0 in the series, but I'm going to expect Philly's best tonight.
I'll keep the cliches going then. Be present. Try not to look too far forward of where you are. Just take a breath. Don't go looking too far forward. Get your first shift out of the way and go from there.
At some point, though, against Carolina, the way they play, man-on-man, smothering you all over the ice, somebody has to beat a guy. Somebody has to beat a guy, whether it's off the rush, whether it's down low. Somebody has to be, not Superman, but somebody has to have a great effort. Like, think about Kirby Dach, the individual goal against Tampa Bay, the one he had against Buffalo in Game 1. That's the way you beat Carolina, because they do give you chances, right? And when you get them, they're good ones.
That's the thing with the man-on-man coverage is at some point, whether a guy falls down or you beat your check, they don't give up much, but when they do, it's a grade A, and you got to make those chances count. So we'll see what Philly can get tonight in the offensive side, but should be a good game.
What about Vladar? You know him well.
Yeah, he's a battler. Like, you know, for the first time in the series, or in the playoffs, actually, in Game 3, I thought that I saw him defeated a little bit. And because he's a guy that he's believed in himself, right? Like, he could have stayed in Calgary and been Dustin Wolf's backup, but he wanted a chance at being #1, and he earned it. As you said, he was most likely the regular season MVP. So he's going to be in there tonight and battling.
All right, let's take a short break. Come back with the atmosphere at Xfinity Mobile Arena. It's a win or go home for the Philadelphia Flyers. There's the kid with the magic hands, and he will need them against this juggernaut from Raleigh.
The Ford, it's a event? Ah, the Ford, it's a big deal event. Right now, lease this F-150 for $237 bi-weekly. That's like $119 a week.
Life is filled with rewarding stages. Now, your banking is too. The CIBC Smart Account. Get up to $850.
With Rogers Xfinity Internet, my whole house is ready for baseball. So this is where I buy all my memorabilia. Boom! Just got Clement's childhood glove. Mom. She's really come through for me. And this is where I stream everything.
Sweet setup.
It's all for you guys.
Michael, what is this?
Oh, yeah. That's where I keep my modem.
Get Major League Internet with Rogers Xfinity.
Yeah, Wi-Fi just pouring out of that thing.
And it's a close one, folks.
This game is stress.
Nah, the Blue Jays got this. Watch.
Bet mode activated.
Hey, tied on the 9th. Everybody breathe.
I feel a run coming.
That tracks. Struggling reliever, advantage, offense.
Blue Jays money line. Lock it in.
Bet placed.
I can't take this anymore.
Swing and a drive. And that ball is out of here!
Oh,
yeah, you don't have hands. Not you.
I like thin ham.
Thin?
Big sliced, honey sweet. When all he wants is a different meat. Thin enough you can see right through me. I wanna make the sandwich of your dreams.
The Ford, it's a event? Ah, the Ford, it's a big deal event. Right now, lease this Explorer for $258 bi-weekly. That's like $129 a week.
Pizza Hut's $5 deal is here. Are you ready to pizza party? Buy any medium or large pizza at regular price and get the second or third medium pizza for just $5 each. Get hyped.
Hey, thanks for watching Sportsnet Plus. Anna, in the playoffs, players need to have a full 60-minute mentality.
Yeah, and let's be honest, sometimes a very stressful 60 minutes, even for us.
Right, consistency is everything, and your oral health routine is no different. That's why Colgate Total is here to help. Their active prevention toothpaste provides 24-hour antibacterial protection, all part of a winning oral health routine.
Good, because I'm not calming down anytime soon.
Hey, I'm right there with you. All right, we've got more hockey here on Sportsnet Plus.
special offer. The Stanley Cup Playoffs on Sportsnet. Brought to you by Rogers. And presented by Instacart.
We begin the night in the cradle of democracy, Philadelphia, PA. We're actually in Philly and Minnesota tonight, and the road teams are perfect thus far. Carolina had a power play goal, shorthanded goal, even strength goal. Third time they've done it in the postseason. They did it 8 times during the year. Special team in every sense. A big test for the Flyers. Sean McKenzie, next voice you'll hear.
How do you compete against perfection? The Ottawa Senators wondered, and now the Philadelphia Flyers. The Carolina Hurricanes just one win away from a perfect 8-0 playoff start. They have been red hot, and they have been a team that nobody right now wants to deal with. And they have thrown every single thing at the Carolina Hurricanes, and nothing has fazed them, not even their starting lineup pre-game chants.
Center number 11, Jordan Staal.
Staal would disagree. He quieted the crowd with a first period goal.
Number 27, Nikolai Ehlers.
Same with Nikolai Ehlers, just one of 4 goal scorers in Game 3 that sent the Philly faithful headed for the exits before the final buzzer. Carolina hasn't seemed to be fazed by anything. Not the crowd, not the Flyers on the ice. Things got hectic in Game 3, but they laughed it off. They smiled. They brushed it off, just like everything they've done all playoff long. A smile and a wink, and they are cruising. The Flyers have a mountain to climb, and they know it, but the climb starts tonight.
At this time, we ask you to please rise, remove your hats, as we ask all military and veterans to render a hand salute to our flag. And please welcome the #1 ranked activist in the NHL, our very own Lauren Hart, accompanied by organist Michael Rickworth, as she sings, God Bless America.
The Philadelphia Flyers have been caught in the eye of the storm dealing with the Hurricanes this series and now find themselves in a must-win situation at home to keep their season alive, while Carolina aims to become the first team in NHL history since 1987, when all 4 rounds became a best-of-7, to have a perfect start to a postseason with consecutive sweeps. They still have to find a way to beat Frederik Andersen. His 7-game win streak is tied with Cam Ward for the longest playoff win streak in Carolina history. That goes back to 2006. Dan Vladar is going to play in his first career playoff game when facing elimination for Philadelphia tonight. Jordan Stahl's been the story. He opened the scoring in Game 3 as the veteran captain led the way with a 2-point night. And Trevor Zegras had the only goal for the Flyers, and Philly knows they'll need him in a big way to try and help tonight. It's Game 4 with Carolina looking to make history and Philadelphia hoping history can repeat. Stahl will take the opening draw against Glendening, and away we go here in Philadelphia as Walker's on the puck first. Off the boards, down the ice, and the check at center ice on Martin knocked his helmet off. He tries to get himself collected here as Couturier lets it go, and it's grabbed by Sanheim. Flipped it in, knocked out of the air. Martin Hook again gets bumped. His helmet goes flying. This time he's going to go to the bench instead. Sanheim. Up for Sean Couturier. Hands it off in the middle as Glendening runs into Walker. Couldn't get a handle on the puck though. Stahl will take it. And Stahl floats it in as York goes after it. Plays it around for Couturier. Taylor Hall comes over to meet him. Blake trying to dig the puck loose. Batted to the point. Chatfield can't hold it in. He'll back out and dump it in as Sanheim is on it. York out to center for Bump. Tries to get around Chatfield. Konechny follows up. Konechny kicks the puck free. Dvorak trying to get it up the wing. Hall got in the way. Bump is there. He'll rattle around the glass. After it goes Drysdale. It's not to the point. Dvorak kept it in. Thrown towards the net, and Andersen will glove it.
Well, the first period of Game 3 was entertaining. It was absolutely energized, and the Philadelphia Flyers are going to have to do more of this. Get those little pucks in behind. Bump gets it in behind the defense core, Chatfield, and that allows Konechny to get in on the forecheck, win a puck battle, and that's how you're going to get sustained offensive time and create some scoring chances. Trying to get through the defense core of the Carolina Hurricanes is near impossible. They're so good with their sticks. Those little chips by them and getting on them with speed, those will work.
Ristolainen up for Forster off his skate. Martone follows up. Martone with Zegras to the net. Shot, Andersen a save. Rebound and fall, and it's banked wide. Martone again. Stopped by Andersen. He had the pad down, and Martone couldn't get it over him and in. Here's Forster trying to get a handle on it. Taken away by Svechnikov. Aho down the wing with it. Aho checks up, plays it off for Jarvis. He lost it. Svechnikov will knock it loose. Martone trying to clear it up. And Ristolainen got it at the Forster. Stays on side as he'll chip it to the corner and go out for a change. Svechnikov drops it back to the net. Nikishin will leave it there for Gostisbehere. Former Flyer hearing it from the Philly faithful. Gostisbehere bobbled it, got it back. Onto the wing. Here comes Blake with it. Blake stays down in the corner, and it's cleared out as Grundstrom will get to center. Tries to get by Gostisbehere. And after it is Jetluchenko out there in his playoff debut, and it comes back for Oliver Bonk in his playoff debut. So they're both on the ice same time here for the Flyers as Bonk goes after it, and he's able to deflect it into the Philadelphia bench.
Very similar to Game 3, the start for the Flyers. They've got some forechecking going. That's when they're at their best. And Porter Martone is going to get a glorious scoring opportunity. I thought he was their best forward in Game 3. I mean, even his best playoff game this year. He wanted the puck. He wanted to attack players, use his skill sets, be creative. He's a big body with big reach, and he couldn't solve Frederik Andersen, who has stymied him again here early in Game 4.
Dvorak won the draw, got it back into his own end. Drysdale is on it. Long pass up at center, tipped in, Bump is on it. Bump into the corner, watched closely by Carrier, who gives him a ride, and it's cleared out, but York will send it right back in. Field takes it for the Hurricanes. Played it onto the wing and out at center. They will snap it in. Robinson goes after him in the corner. Pushed it behind the net for Carrier. Watching him, gave it back to Robinson. Robinson for Chatfield. He'll try to get it through, and that ends up over the glass and into the netting.
Check out 3-goal early payout brought to you by Bet365. When your team goes up 3, you get paid. It's that simple. Download the app today. Must be 18 plus. Ontario only. Please play responsibly.
To have any chance in winning this game and trying to climb back in the series, the Flyers will have to rinse and repeat the first period they had in Game 3, 3 consecutive periods in a row here in Game 4. You have got to play that exact way if you want just a chance to win this hockey game against a team that is not going to flinch. The Carolina Hurricanes are not flinching, and no chance. You're going to have to come out and take it from them.
Bramble off the draw. Couturier trying to get a piece of it. It was thrown to the front of the net. Ehlers will send it to the point. Gustus there with a shot steered aside by Vladar. Stahl will knock it down. He'll float it around to the far side. Ristolainen after it. Hathaway there as well, and Ristolainen will take it into the corner, and it's poked away by Stahl. Right up front, Marnick with a chance. Vladar might have got a piece of that. Ristolainen will clear it out. Gustus there for Marnick. That's too far for Ehlers. Ristolainen ahead to Couturier. He lost it, and Jarvis breaks in. Seth Jarvis to the net. Vladar will save, and he'll cover it up.
And this is what Carolina does. You get at them, you get some good scoring chances. Anderson shuts you down, and then they just come right back at you again. Stahl was an absolute beast in Game 4 and Game 3. He was so good. He gets in there and dusts out a puck that Martin gets from the high slot. And then, I mean, that's a great scoring opportunity and a really good save by Vladar. And then Seth Jarvis cruises in and gets the puck. Such a nice little move. You know, he's on his backhand. It's a quick little shift to the forehand, and then it's on its way to the net. Good job by Jarvis.
Drysdale around behind his own net. Up the boards to the line. Not out. Now Zegras clears. Carolina will get it back. DeAndre Miller off. Farajo tips it in. Drysdale will air it out to center. Cut by Forrester. Knocked ahead for Martone. Walker has got it. He'll play it back the other way, and Drysdale goes back to get it. Jamie Drysdale leading back behind his own net. Gets the return pass. Has a look around. Jarvis watching from in front of Vladar. And Drysdale will play it to York. Up the wing at center. Martone had it knocked away by Miller. Zegras follows up. Passed away from Forrester to Fair. Now got it in deep, and he'll go after it. Zegras chasing Sean Walker, who will skate it out to center. Ristolainen will force it back for the Flyers as Konechny hustles after it. Chatfield on it first. Down goes to Dvorak in the corner, trying to race Walker for the puck. Hall will hand it off for Blake. Chatfield flips it in. Ristolainen after it. Collides with Stankovic. Blake rolled it back to the point. Slavin tees it up, and Vladar got a piece of it. Chatfield forcing Konechny. Stankovic jumps on it. Got it down for Chatfield. Played around for Blake. From the corner, back to the net for Hall. Taylor Hall curling around with it. Being watched by Ristolainen. Moves it for Slavin over to Chatfield. His shot's off the stick of Bump and over the glass.
When you're man-on-man, and when you have a team that pinches up hard and keeps the gaps tight, you've got to find these little plays where you launch it up the ice and you bunt it back to Zegras. So the defenseman steps out from behind the net and he launches it up, and what happens is now the Carolina defense, they jam up, and then you bunt it back to Zegras, and then he gets the puck and he has an opportunity to attack. It's those little plays that you can catch an aggressive team like Carolina and create a grade A quality scoring chance out of it.
Bouncing puck comes to the point. Slavin will roll it down. Carrier reaching for it. Has Bonk to deal with. Oliver Bonk, the son of Radek Bonk. He tries to move it in the corner. It comes loose, and it's picked up. Luchenko will clear it out. Grundstrom trying to race after, runs into Slavin, and offside as Luchenko had a chance to break in, but that play wasn't going to work. So in the early going, we've got some physical play here in Game 4 in Philadelphia.
Life is filled with rewarding stages. Now, your banking is too. The CIBC Smart Account. Get up to $850.
The Ford, it's a event? Ah, the Ford, it's a big deal event. Right now, lease this F-150 for $237 bi-weekly. That's like $119 a week.
And it's a close one, folks.
This game is stress.
Nah, the Blue Jays got this. Watch.
Bet mode activated.
Hey, tied on the 9th. Everybody breathe.
I feel a run coming.
That tracks. Struggling reliever, advantage, offense.
Blue Jays money line. Lock it in.
Bet placed.
I can't take this anymore.
Swing and a drive. And that ball is out of here!
Oh,
Oh, yeah. You don't have hands. Not you.
No markups at select retailers on Instacart. Fees and
when you're facing elimination, it's all about pride. Pride as a team.
The Flyers trying to stave off elimination and embarrassment, down 0-3 to the Bruins.
The Flyers survive. Mike Richards through the seam, deflected stop. Gauthier, he scores! A comeback of epic proportions comes complete for the Philadelphia Flyers.
Well, if the Flyers are looking for some inspiration, they could go back to 2010 when they rallied back against Boston from down 0-3, and their current general manager, Daniel Briere, was a member of that team. Puck intercepted at center. Carried in by Ehlers. Down he goes, and Hathaway will work it out. Nikishin backs up inside his own zone with it. Played it up ahead, and it rolls back. Honk is on it. Up to Hathaway. Glendening bats it out of the air, and he'll get it in deep. Hand-eye coordination there.
Well, you never know what starts a comeback like 2010, where it actually begins. The Flyers can score first in this game. If they can get to the first period intermission with a lead, all those little things you build upon, it's got to start somewhere.
There's a break for Carolina as Aho snapped it wide. Jarvis gets checked. Aho waiting for the puck. It'll roll onto his stick. He'll go to the point. Miller dumps it back in. Jarvis had that one hop away. Try to push it free. Denver Barkey gets a piece of it, but it comes loose, thrown through the crease. Back to the point. Miller is on it. Miller down for Aho. He'll hand it off. Svechnikov tries to get to the front of the net. Gave it to Miller with a shot that goes wide. Grundstrom will chop it out. That'll get to center, and Miller will take it. Makes the quick pass ahead for Aho. His pass is broken up. Zegras trying to get to it. Blake is there. He's bumped by Grundstrom. Sanheim feeds it across for York. Martone flipped it over to Zegras. Curling with it. Dropped it off. Here's Forrester. Scores! Forrester with his first playoff goal. The Flyers strike first, and that'll get the joint jumping in Philly.
And this is where it kind of can start, right? A good solid hit in the neutral zone. The puck is going to get transitioned by the Flyers. Nice job. A bunt into the middle of the ice here. Zegras is going to find Forrester with a nice pass. It was hot to handle. Forrester had to keep an eye and get that thing trapped down. It was juggling a little bit on him, and he settled it down. And the one thing is he had time. The time and space was there this time. Man on man, grade A quality scoring chance, and he buries it on Anderson. And the Flyers have the lead, and they got some really good noise going on in this building now to kind of build off of.
Sealer will knock it down, and now goes after it. He had Robinson on him. Forrester trying to knock it loose. Sealer in the corner. Can't come up with it. Jankowski feeds it to the point for Chatfield. Jankowski handing it out for Carrier, trying to spin off from Bonk. Bonk stays with Carrier. He'll throw it behind the net. Sealer pokes it away from Robinson. Zegras trying to get it out. Goes off a skate. Robinson there. Went to play it in front. Forrester will find it. He'll backhand it down the ice.
John, we've covered this team now, and this is our second round with them. They're the elite of the buzz killers. Anytime a team gets a step on them, they come right back within a few minutes and get one back. Philadelphia is going to have to continue to kill the plays quickly in their defensive zone and exit as soon as they can.
Konechny will get the exit to bump at center, and he just sidesteps the check at the last second. As Walker had him lined up, Martin will feed it down. But Ehlers right in front, great save, Vladar off of Stahl. Oh, what a stop there by the Philly netminder.
That's what I'm talking about. What a save by Vladar.
Now Hathaway will turn it back the other way. Lifts it in the air over the head of Miller. Walker waiting back behind his own net. Glendening and Hathaway both in the Carolina zone. Svechnikov with it. Svechnikov stops Couturier. Watching him as he'll leave it back to the goal for Miller. Miller lays it ahead for Svechnikov. Cross ice. Aho trying to catch up to him, and he's rocked by Hathaway. Glendening picks up the pass at center. Trying to whip it across for Couturier was Luchenko that didn't work. Here's Aho with it. Drops it back, crosses Arizona. He'll shoot, fought by Vladar, and he holds on. And then Couturier comes in and clears out the crease in front of the Philly net. After a Forrester goal, Dan Vladar comes up with a big save, point blank on Stahl.
Only few play hockey the hard way, the selfless way, the Canadian way. They are the real ones, and they drink a real good beer. Real ones now. Sleeman, proud partner of Hockey Canada.
Life is filled with rewarding stages. Now, your banking is too. The CIBC Smart Account. Get up to $850.
So with Rogers Xfinity, you can pull up games, stats, and scores. Blue Jays. Springer Dinger.
May I? Davis Schneider's mustache.
It's beautiful. The technology is amazing.
The Ford, it's a event? Ah, the Ford, it's a big deal event. Right now, lease this F-150 for $237 bi-weekly. That's like $119 a week.
And it's a close one, folks.
This game is stress.
Nah, the Blue Jays got this. Watch.
Bet mode activated.
Hey, tied on the 9th. Everybody breathe.
I feel a run coming.
That tracks. Struggling reliever, advantage, offense.
Blue Jays money line. Lock it in.
Bet placed.
I can't take this anymore.
Swing and a drive. And that ball is out of here!
Oh,
Oh, yeah. You don't have hands. Not you.
Great start here for the Flyers. Period one. They're getting just what they need. They found a hole in the ice, and Forrester walks right into a beautiful pass into the slot from Zegras. He buries it. They're up 1-0. But you cannot give up a goal this close to it. You would lose all the air out of this building. Stahl in a prime spot, and Vladar with a huge save to keep it at 1-0. Keep all this positive energy in the building that would have been gone if that found its way into the back of the net.
Jankowski tossed from the draw. Carrier comes in to take it against Luchenko. Here's Robinson with a shot, goes wide. Chatfield takes the bump on the boards from Grundstrom. Jankowski flips it behind the goal. Carrier trying to play it. Being watched closely by Sealer. Hands it off. Jankowski trying to get it to the front where Robinson was. Carrier hands it off to Robinson. Batted away by Luchenko. Then Blom gets his stick involved, and Vladar will cover it up at the side of the net.
Check out 3-goal early payout brought to you by Bet365. When your team goes up 3, you get pay. It's that simple. Download the app today. Must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Please play responsibly.
Twisted cases, higher stakes, and a partnership tested like never before. St. Pierre, all episodes available to stream now on CBC Gem.
I don't think the Flyers are going to make the mistake they made in Game 3 where they had that great first period, and then they just got caught up in the mess. Took a ton of penalties. Carolina took penalties. The whole flow of the game just disappeared.
Justice Bear trying to get the shot through. It's blocked. It comes to center, and Nikishin is first on it. Up for Justice Bear, went to angle it in, and now it's helped in the rest of the way. Martinook after it, runs into Sanheim. Couturier trying to get it up the boards. Glendening is there. Couturier will lift it out. And then Nikishin pressured by Hathaway all the way back behind his own net. And then Hathaway finishes the check on Nikishin. Puck gets dumped in, Flyers clear. And Justice Bear will move it over to Nikishin. Thrown up the middle and turned over. Zegras is on it. Zegras to Forrester, tried to center for Martone, and Jarvis took it away. Penalty coming up here. Martone's going to get called for the hook as Anderson goes to the bench for the extra attacker. Justice Bear, long pass down into the Flyers' zone. Vladar out of the net, he'll touch it. And the first power play of Game 4 will go to Carolina.
Well, Porter Martone is going to try to reach in on Jarvis to steal a puck. And you got to get aggressive. You got to steal a puck off someone, and he's working at it, trying to turn one over, but he gets the stick in on the hands, and that's going to be a call every single time. Philadelphia is turning over more pucks. They're getting more transition. I like the way they look here in the first. One area that they've got to really be good in tonight is not taking a lot of penalties and killing the penalties they do take. They allowed 2 power play goals in Game 3. Carolina's starting to feel a little bit on the power play. They really struggled, but last game they started to get it going.
Stahl will get kicked out of the draw. Aho in to take it against Glendening. Underbill on the board. Stahl to the point. Justice Bear rattles it around the glass.
32 seconds.
Flyers get it, and it's cleared down the ice by York. Anderson will set it up for Justice Bear. Here's Jarvis with it. He'll hand it off. Nikolai Ehlers wheels his way through center. Onto the wing, Jarvis tipped it across for Aho. Back to Justice Bear. Now the Hurricanes work it around. Justice Bear with it. Justice Bear hands it off. Pulled down side of the net. Jarvis to Ehlers. Ehlers with it. Wait, shoots. That one goes wide. Race for the puck. Aho's there first. He'll get it back around. Ehlers is on it. Back to the point for Justice Bear. Over to Svechnikov with a drive that missed. Ehlers has it again. Ehlers in front. Aho with a check. Big block by York. And then he tried to clear it in at Sanheim. His stick breaks. Glendening gave him his. Here's Justice Bear with it. Justice Bear hands it off. Pass for Aho. Side of the net. Jarvis tipped it wide. Rolled around for Ehlers. Ehlers tried to get it to Aho, and the broken stick did a good job. And the Flyers clear it.
Unfortunately, Sanheim's stick breaks, and he ends up getting the stick. Hits the wrong hand and quite a bit shorter than he's used to. But the broken twig on the ice makes a heck of a play for them.
Forrester will steal it at center and dump it in. Anderson missed it back to the net. And Miller will take it with 10 seconds to go on the power play. Here's Miller, out to center pass, broken up by Dvorak. Flyers will get it out again. Forrester after it. He's on it. Turns, and he'll dump it in as Dvorak goes after him. Martone out of the box. Dvorak trying to fire it on net to fool Anderson, and it ends up out of play.
Well, the Flyers' penalty killing bends a little bit, but it doesn't break. What breaks is Sanheim's stick, and it's going to end up on the ice. Ehlers is going to play over to Aho, similar to the one on the Svechnikov goal, but instead he goes cross crease to Jarvis. Nice play by Aho there, and unfortunately Jarvis couldn't get it. And you can see the wrong-handed stick in Sanheim's hand that he's trying to work with. Eventually, as Carolina regained possession, they tried to hit another seam, but the broken stick of Sanheim made a heck of a play for them, and they were able to clear it down the ice. Dodged a bullet there. Good kill by the Flyers.
Blanc will fire it off the boards. Miller tried to turn it back. Stolen by Konecny. Shot on net, and Anderson made the stop. Stahl after it. He'll dump it in. Bedard left it back to the net. Worked up the boards by Sealer. Konecny trying to find it. He's got it inside his own line. He'll play it for Bump. Now gets it back over to Bump. Bump cuts in. Bump to the middle. Hands it across, and it just bounced over the stick of Parkey. Parkey maintains control. Denver Parkey with it. Leaves it for Sanheim. Skating in. Sanheim center, and it drops Parkey. Hammered into the net. His head hit the crossbar going in. Penalty coming up to Carolina.
Martinook absolutely blasts Barkey into the net. I don't think Anderson got any of that, but Barkey took the brunt of it, and the Flyers will head on to power play. What a crash.
Do you mind if I ask you a question? What do you make?
Well, apparently the average person makes 6 friends a year, makes 7 jokes a day, and makes about 19 people blush. We'll make 1.4 babies. Make sense of that math. On average, you make a life that is by no means average. And then you make a mean grilled cheese. Scotiabank. You're richer than you think.
Oh, please welcome friend of the pod, Ty.
Please tell me you did not start a podcast?
People got to hear my takes.
No, people got to go with the score.
Bet mode activated.
Oh, D-pair's tired. Shots are really piling up.
My gut says overtime, folks.
What? No. New York's got this. Lock it in.
Bet placed.
Yeah! We called it! Oh, let's check in with the chat. Mom! You can't say that.
No markups. No markups. No markups on groceries I buy. No markups.
Select retailers.
Fees and exclusions apply. Kids. Kids, lunch.
One of the real strong attributes of the penalty killing of the Carolina Hurricanes, and they have a lot of them, is when you enter the zone, as you're crossing the blue line, they make it extremely difficult for you to make that little saucer pass over that settles everything down and allows you to get into the zone and get set up. They don't give you that time, and they don't give you that space. They just eat it up every single time. The Flyers are going to have to bump packs past them like we showed earlier in the broadcast. Little dump in, soft into the corner, and go in and earn the pucks back. And you get the possession then, and then you get it set up. But they're so good at holding that line. It's really it baffled the Senators, and it's baffled the Flyers. And that's why they're, especially on the road in the playoffs, they're like 95% of the penalty kill. And they got themselves a shorthanded game-winning goal in the last game.
Well, Philly just 1 for 16 in the series on the power play against Carolina. And it's picked up here by Slavin and sent down the ice. Ladar sets it up for Drysdale. Drysdale swings it back. Zegras follows up. Hands it up for Konechny. Flipped it over to Forrester. Konechny goes after it on the boards. Forrester in there as well. They're all jammed up in the corner here. Meanwhile, Couturier wide open in front of the net if they can ever get the puck out to him.
You know what? You want even numbers. Carolina is making this a 3-on-3 down the corner. If you're Flyers, you need 4 guys in there.
Now Couturier on it. Down to Zegras. Cuts it front. Off the post. Konechny had it roll up his arm. He didn't know where it went. And it's cleared down the ice.
Anytime you can create an even situation while you're shorthanded fighting for a puck, why wouldn't you do it? Carolina's smart. 3 guys in there. They're all facing the glass. If you get it right through into the slot area, then good on you. Center the face off and center ice and you start over.
Jarvis can't get to it. It's brought up by Aho. Sebastian Aho cuts across, thrown towards the net. Never made it to Vladar. Back the other way comes Philadelphia. Martone on it. Martone gets it in. Dropped it off for Dvorak. He'll try to feed it across. Broken up by Jarvis, and the Hurricanes clear it.
And there we're seeing some of that entry, right? You're trying to get in that little small space at the blue line. They make it even tighter, and good job by the Hurricanes penalty killing again. I'll show you. It's kind of like a collapse plus almost. So if you're a penalty killer, get in there, battle it out. Even though you got a guy wide open in front of the net, Stahl's there, he can handle that. But eventually, they get possession, they win the puck, and because of that, Zegras gets an opportunity to step out on his forehand. He was looking to go far side, didn't hit the spot.
Dvorak will take the draw against Stahl. Still 28 seconds to go in the power play. Chatfield goes to clear it, it's off a leg and not out. Here's Barkey with it. Gets it down to Martone. Martone put it off the outside of the post. Dvorak tried to find it, but it is cleared down the ice. Sets it up for Ristolainen. We'll give it back to York. York will fire it in. Slavin after the puck. He's bumped. Chatfield is on it. Martinook's out of the box. York kept it in. Martone tried to drop it back for Couturier. And Martinook intercepts as Jarvis will slide it in for Robinson, and that's called on the offside.
Another kill for the Carolina Hurricanes and another notch for that penalty killing unit. They are outstanding in the playoffs. 36 of 38, and that guy could kill penalties behind that bench right there. I can tell you that for sure. As a teammate watching him going out and killing penalties, he was one of the best.
Sanheim will take it back into his own end. Sanheim over to York. Up the wing, kicked up by Couturier. Glendening trying to battle his way in with it. Hathaway follows up, got it down to Glendening. Ships it behind the goal. Couturier after it runs into Nikishin. Couturier then knocked down by Nikishin. Sanheim trying to jam it up with Hall there, and Glendening hustles back to the point. Batted in by Sanheim. Nikishin and Couturier continue to fight for the puck. Couturier has it in his skates. It comes loose. Sanheim rolled it back for Bump. He'll fire it down low. Costas Bear is on it. Reverses it the other way. Cleared out by the Hurricanes. Hall chasing after it. Sanheim on it first. Rolling back. Trying to go behind the net. Hall got a piece of it. Now it's worked free. And helped out by Dvorak. Miller will take it in his own end. Over to Walker. To center. Forrester jumps up to knock it down. He'll backhand it in as they stay outside. Miller on the puck. Miller gets hit by Dvorak. Then it's taken away by Forrester to the point. Sealer's shot in front. Anderson the save, and Miller will clear it away. Back up ice come the Hurricanes. Svechnikov around the goal with it. Dropped it up to the point. Cut off by Zegras. And then cleared away by Sealer. Drysdale tries to catch up to it. Aho on it first. Martinook waiting for it. Takes the bump from Martone. Here comes Chatfield. Sends it back to the point. Ehlers is there. Ehlers Works his way in the middle. Dropped it off for Stahl. Slides it over to Chatfield. Throws it towards the net. Knocked down in front. Drysdale will take it into the corner with Hornbook on his back. Stahl gets in the way, and Zegras will find it as he'll backhand it in the air and get it to center.
That's a gutsy backhand by Zegras. You're under pressure, you're right beside your net, and you flip it up into the air, up the middle of the ice. It had enough on it to clear.
Chatfield will dump it back in, but he did not get over center first. That'll be an icing call against Carolina.
Establishing a forecheck for Philadelphia is monumental in this game. In comes Dvorak. Miller gets a bit lackadaisical, and Dvorak takes advantage of it. And they turn this puck over, and it creates a grade A quality scoring chance at the net through a screen. Not only does Dvorak get in on the forecheck and get the puck off Miller, he goes to the front of the net as in a great screen as that puck came through. Anderson didn't see it, but his positioning was solid, and he made the save.
Stahl won the draw. Chatfield up with it. Kane clear it out. Slavin skates up into the pass, put it towards the net, steered away by Vladar. Lundstrom off the boards and out. And then a race for it back the other way, but the Hurricanes are right on it. And they're going to get called for another icing here.
37.2 seconds left in this period. You have to get off the ice here with the lead and get to the locker room. I think it's huge for the Philadelphia Flyers in a game where they're facing elimination against an opponent who has been so strong to get to the dressing room with a 1-0 lead.
Dvorak will step in, got it over to Zegras on the boards. Robinson can't clear it. York kept it in. Zegras after it. And Nikishin will slide it around back of the net. Carrier takes the bump from Dvorak. Clears it high in the air to center. Robinson bats it across. Jankowski checks up, and he'll play it deep for Robinson. Konechny pushed it up the boards. Now goes after the bouncing puck. He'll tip it across. It's Dvorak with Konechny. Pass. Konechny shot it wide. Dvorak to the point. Drysdale fires. Anderson got a piece, and it's deflected out of play as he had Konechny right there looking for the tip.
Travis Konechny has to be beside himself. He has had so many opportunities to score in this series, and he just has not been able to find the back of the net. The post has got him a couple times. Anderson's kind of crossed him up a little bit, and Dvorak with another great play. But look where Anderson is. He's already over there. The farther that puck has to travel to get to Konechny, the more time Anderson has to get over there. And there wasn't much to hit for Konechny. Anderson pushing off and not giving Konechny much, and he misfires anyway.
Now they'll double check the time on the clock. It's 1.6. They're going to up it to 2 seconds. And this would have to be a bang-bang play off the draw for Philadelphia. Couturier will take the face-off against Aho. He's trying to direct the traffic here where he wants everyone. Martone, Forster, and Drysdale all lined up right behind him.
He's giving multiple shooters here, wherever the draw goes.
And it's Aho that won it. And Svechnikov took exception there to Martone trying to knock the puck off his stick right at the horn. That'll draw a crowd.
Well, I think nothing's going to come out of this. I think both coaches have had quite a few conversations with their team about the shenanigans after and taking retaliatory penalties. I think they're going to probably be a lot better in this game tonight.
And the horn had not gone yet when Martone tried to knock it off Svechnikov's stick. It wasn't like it was after the end of the period. But a good period for the Philadelphia Flyers here on home ice in Game 4. Ron on the panel coming up in our intermission. The shot's 8-5 in favor of Carolina. But the mark that matters is the goal from Tyson Forster that has the Flyers out front. 1-0 through 20 with the Stanley Cup playoffs on Sportsnet. Brought to you by Rogers.
Say you get a surf shack on Airbnb. Now you can also get a surf lesson with a pro surfer. Or if you get a place in Mexico City, you can also get a taco tasting with a food critic. Homes, experiences, and services. Now you can Airbnb more than an Airbnb.
The Ford, it's a big... It's a... event? Ah, the Ford It's a Big Deal event. Right now, lease this Explorer for $258 bi-weekly. That's like $129 a week. The Ford It's a Big... It's a... event? Ah, the Ford It's a Big Deal event. Right now, lease this F-150 for $237 bi-weekly. That's like $119 a week.
And it's a close one, folks.
This game is stress.
Nah, the Blue Jays got this. Watch.
Bet mode activated.
Hey, oh, tied on the 9th. Everybody breathe.
I feel a run coming.
That tracks. Struggling reliever, advantage, offense.
Blue Jays money line. Lock it in.
Bet placed.
I can't take this anymore.
Swing and a drive. And that ball is out of here!
Oh,
Oh, yeah. You don't have hands. Not you.
What are we laughing at?
What's this?
Oh, it's an offering to the hockey gods. Yeah, we don't do that anymore. Yeah, next time, just buy us a beer. Yeah, that makes sense. Mortals, am I right?
I like thin ham.
Thin?
Big sliced, honey sweet. When all he wants is a different meat. Thin enough you can see right through me. I wanna make the sandwich of your dreams. With Rogers Xfinity Internet, my whole house is ready for baseball. So this is where I buy all my memorabilia. Boom! Just got Clement's childhood glove. Mom. She's really come through for me. And this is where I stream everything.
Sweet setup.
It's all for you guys.
Michael, what is this?
Oh, yeah. That's where I keep my modem.
Get Major League Internet with Rogers Xfinity.
Yeah, Wi-Fi just pouring out of that thing.
In the air, right center. It's hanging up, and it is caught by Miles Straw.
Stanley Cup playoffs on Sportsnet, brought to you by Rogers. Brendan Dillon of the New Jersey Devils lives like 3 doors from Jake Allen of the New Jersey Devils, and Jake will probably be along a little bit later on in the postseason. Nice to have you, Brendan, with us tonight. We all said 5 rookies for the Flyers, they're toast. Wrong. This is a lot of recency bias going on.
Yeah, well, Carolina doesn't make a ton of mistakes, but when they do, you told us in the pregame, you do get some chances. And I wouldn't say this is a mistake by Carolina, but it's a little bit of confusion from a line change, and they took advantage of it. So just take a look at here. Carolina's trying to change. Philly's trying to complete their change right here. He's going off, and Forrester's coming on, and that's going to be key when we get into the zone. So it's a little bit of a late change, and you're going to see right here, Cam York is going to jump up into the play. So now there's 3 Philly players coming in off of the rush, but this is a defenseman, so it kind of becomes complicated to sort out for a second. So Carolina now, they're man on man. So everyone's like, who's my guy? Well, that's your guy right there. Chatfield's got his guy. Blake's got his, and then you're going to see Forrester coming right down the pipe here, and nobody's sorted him out yet, right? Like Stankoven and Taylor Hall haven't quite sorted out whose guy is at, and the saucer pass, it was a decent one. It was a better pickup, and that's why he's going down the slot to the hash marks, and he's burying that by Freddie Anderson. So again, the entry comes a little bit late from the guy off the bench, right in between coverage before it's sorted out whose responsibility is that. So when they go to the bench there, right, like Stankoven and Taylor Hall, they're gonna be like, was it your guy? Was it my guy? Like, that's the one time they got him confused.
100%. I think a big thing for the offense of Carolina Hurricanes has been that third line with Nikolai Ehlers, Jordan Stahl, and Jordan Martinook. And I think you can tell based on what the other team's thinking when you're putting your top checking line up against that line. And at the start of the game, the Luke Glendening, Couturier, and Hathaway, they've been out there against him. And it seems every shift, Rick Taco is matching them up. And they've got a great blend of everything. You've got Nikolai Ehlers with the speed, Jordan Staal, the big physical, he's winning faceoffs nonstop, and then the worker, Jordan Martinook. Hey, go get the puck, get it to Nicky Ehlers. That's your job. It just seems that they've been clicking. At the start of the year, we played in Carolina's home opener, and Nicky Ehlers was on the top line, I believe, with Aho and Svechnikov. And I just think as the season's gone on, they've really found a home for him on that third line. He complements him so well, and they're having a lot of success.
All right, Dan Vladar, we talked about him at the opening of the show, and I was just a little bit concerned maybe because I thought he was a little bit discouraged in the third period of last game. Carolina got to him with 2 goals in that third, but I saw no signs of it tonight. That's a real good thing for not only his team, because I'm sure his teammates are wondering, hey, how's Dan going to respond? As I mentioned earlier in the night, he is a battler, and that's what he's doing right now. But he's also sending a message to Carolina, like, no, you're not in my head. He made some key saves, including this one off Staal, and I love this one. This is a great read. The puck doesn't get to him, but he was all over that. He read that perfectly. So good signs for Vladar tonight.
Well, Philly has certainly set the tone tonight. Like, I get it. Your backs are against the walls. This is no prisoners hockey for them. This is big boy hockey. This is Brendan Dillon hockey. This is the way he likes to play the game. You told me before this game, Brendan, Travis Konecny, he's got to have a part. He's got to be an influence and a factor in this. And he has early. A couple checks there. Grunstrom, a big one before the goal. Garnet Hathaway, good, reliable fourth liner. You can see this little stuff after the whistle. That's Couturier on Hall. Hathaway, every time he's in there, it's finishing. And then pregame, Cal, I threw this your way. Get in front of Anderson. At least make it hard on him. You don't need to run him over, but you got to make his job harder. And look who's there, accidentally on purpose. The old incidental contact, eh, Cal? Travis Konecny falling down in the crease. I think it's only been 20 minutes, but they've already done a better job in one period than they have all series of initiating contact and being the more physical team.
4 times they went after Freddie Anderson. Yes, that's key, right? How many times did you go after Hathaway? You've definitely fought Hathaway. Would you like to see a Hathaway fight?
I think you can put a couple more fingers up.
Good. So it was a great period for Philly, better than we thought, and they're up 1-0 going into the power play. And they could have made this 2-0, but unfortunately, Carolina's penalty kill is just clearly consistent, and I'm going to throw a couple more C's at you. Communication, right? Look at this bump right here by Jankowski to Slavin. That pass doesn't happen without some talk by Slavin and just a great structure. And number 2 is converge. Like, when I had a coach say to me once, like, converge on the penalty kill. Looked it up. What does that mean? It means everybody retreat to the crease so you're not outnumbered in front of the net. They do that excellent. They're excellent off the rush. And if you notice, every clear is 200 feet. Every time there's a turnover or a shot on net, the puck goes all the way down. So if you're the power play of Philadelphia, you never get second chances. You never get third chances where you can really break down the penalty kill and take advantage of them being tired. So the 3 C's, communication, converge, look it up, and clears. Carolina does it excellent.
How about connected as well?
Yeah, but everyone says connected.
Too cliche.
Right? Converge.
Stankoven line, first time they've given up an even strength goal against since April the 9th, exactly 1 month. I know what converge means. I've never, mind you, had anybody say to give myself more fingers. When we come back, we'll look ahead to Montreal tomorrow night, the Buffalo Sabres, the Canadiens, David Amber, Elliot Friedman, right round the bend.
This intermission is brought to you by Rogers. The dream goes on. This is our game.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, so, did you?
I got it.
Yes.
Look who it is. And it's a close one, folks.
This game is stress.
Nah, the Blue Jays got this. Watch.
Bet mode activated.
Hey, tied on the 9th. Everybody breathe.
I feel a run coming.
That tracks. Struggling reliever, advantage, offense.
Blue Jays money line. Lock it in.
Bet placed.
I can't take this anymore.
Wing and a drive. And that ball is out of here!
Oh,
Oh, yeah. You don't have hands. Not you.
If Connor McDavid and Connor Bedard had childhood ambitions to become architects, CIBC would work with them every step of the way. Or if they wanted to be mechanics, we'd have a personalized plan. Just like we'll have a plan for your ambitions too. CIBC, ambitions made real.
I got dreams in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got dreams in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go.
Hudson fire, scores!
In my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. But the heart still rattles, the heart still rattles. Oh.
The Ford, it's a event? The Ford It's a Big Deal event. Right now, lease this Explorer for $258 bi-weekly. That's like $129 a week.
I'm back on the hunt to find more outrageous, over-the-top houses. How does one obtain a caboose?
Zillow Gone Wild. All new Friday night at 9:30 on HGTV.
We're back with the big board presented by Bet365, official partner of the NHL, as promised. A look ahead to Game 3 in Montreal for Mother's Day. It's going to be quite the scene. We're on the air with Hockey Central 6:30 ET. Here are David and Elliot.
So, Elliot, the Canadiens return home to Montreal in what is now a best-of-5 series with a chance to do something they have yet to do in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and that's win 2 games in a row. Still, they're feeling pretty good about themselves after that big victory Friday in Buffalo. What about the Sabres? Are they feeling any pressure at all? They actually decided to practice on Saturday.
You know how it goes, Dave. You win a game in the playoffs and everybody thinks you're a superpower. You lose a game in the playoffs and everybody thinks you're the worst team in mankind. And I really liked what Lindy Ruff said after their practice. They said, look, it's 1-1, and everybody knows this is going to be a long series. Nobody's winning this series in 4 or 5 games, so I don't think anyone's in a position that anybody is surprised to be. Number 1 for Buffalo, Sam Carrick coming back. They said he is available for Game 3. He has a chance to have a big impact on this series. But I thought the other thing, Dave, that was really interesting for them, their power play has really been struggling. It's really been a nightmare in these playoffs. Same 10 players, but they switched them up a bit. They've got to be able to find some success with the man advantage.
All right, and the Sabres aren't going to be intimidated. Remember, they lost Game 2 at home in the first round of Boston. They came back and won Games 3 and 4 in Boston. However, this is Montreal. What are you anticipating the atmosphere to be here? Our cameraman Hugo was here for the first round and said it was absolutely ridiculous on game days. What are you expecting on Sunday?
Well, I'm looking forward to it being ridiculous. I'm really excited about this. The one thing the Canadiens announced on Saturday is they're going to add a 3rd screen around the arena for people to watch. It's going to be bananas around here. Another thing Hugo told us is if you come after 4 o'clock, it's going to be really difficult to move around. This place is going to be packed. So you better come at 5:30. That's what I'd say. But I'm really looking forward to it. You know, we're going out tonight. We're going to walk around the city. This place is going to be electric. And I cannot wait to experience Canadiens hockey in the playoffs again.
An exciting opportunity for Montreal to take a 2-1 series lead now that they have home ice advantage. The Buffalo, though, they're not going to be intimidated. They're a perfect 3-0 on the road so far in the playoffs.
Terrific, DA and Elliot. The big board presented by Bet365, official partner of the NHL. Download the app today. Svechnikov saying to Ehlers, wouldn't mind having you back on my line. Jordan Staal, 10 shifts, by the way, 6 for William Carrier. The other 2 guys keep their sweaters on. This is remarkable. 1-0, Flyers.
Enjoy the game at the game with free tickets from Scotia Perks. Scotiabank, you're richer than you think.
Only few play hockey the hard way, the selfless way, the Canadian way. They are the real ones, and they drink a real good beer. Real ones know. Sleeman, proud partner of Hockey Canada.
So with Rogers Xfinity, you can pull up games, stats, and scores. Blue Jays. Springer Dinger.
May I? Davis Schneider's mustache.
It's beautiful. The technology is amazing.
No markups.
No markup! Select retailer! No markup! Select retailer!
Fees and exclusions apply.
Good night!
Please welcome friend of the pod, Ty
Please tell me you did not start a podcast?
People got to hear my takes.
No, people got to go with the score.
Bet mode activated.
Oh, D-pair's tired. Shots are really piling up.
My gut says overtime, folks.
What? No. New York's got this. Lock it in.
Bet placed.
Yeah! We called it! Oh, let's check in with the chat. Mom! You can't say that.
Expect more with Clutch cars.
Hey, Jim, you've got the wrong car. This one failed inspection.
Oh, what now?
Why don't you explain why we're not selling this one while our mechanics bring one in that's certified?
Right, okay. Well, every car must pass Clutch's full 210-point inspection, or they won't sell it. Only Clutch demands higher quality standards, more mechanics on every car, and you've got 10 days to love it or return it. That's Clutch certified. So how's that?
How you like your new Trek stock?
Oh, it's beautiful. I wish I'd done it sooner.
Thought about Treks, but I've never minded doing a little maintenance. It's rewarding.
Well, whatever floats your boat.
Trex, performance engineered for your life outdoors.
All new Rock the Block on HGTV.
Rick talking, we'll get questions post-game about scratching Matvei Michkov, but after Game 3, all the talk was about his interaction with Trevor Zegras. It was a heated exchange, but moments after, well, Zegras went out and responded, getting a goal. Now, Zegras said after the game, he'll get in your face and he'll tell you stuff, but then he won't ever sit you down for shifts at a time. He puts you right back on the ice. A similar situation tonight, maybe not quite as heated of an exchange, but the result was the same. Zegras goes out and he responds with a big assist. He's the type of player that will respond and will take criticism. But the only way that Rick Tocchet could have a bigger impact on the game would be if he went out there and played, which he couldn't, right? And no, that's impossible. Although we were looking at the stick rack earlier and everything looks normal until you get down to the end. That's a very old 92 stick. That's a game-used Tocchet stick. Now, apparently one of the team doctors in Philadelphia had that in his personal memorabilia collection. When Tocchet got hired, he brought it out, and it's sat there since. What's amazing, guys, is how much shorter that stick is, but you know it probably weighs about 3 pounds heavier than the rest of those sticks on the rack.
Yeah, he knew how to use it, too. Let me tell you. Never played against him. He's a whirling dervish. He could play, boy.
And I love his communication with his players. Every player on your bench, you communicate with a little bit differently. And it's always how you deliver the message within that one person you're talking to. He had a number of conversations. He's got a very young team here. And those conversations have to happen quick. The player has to understand, and then you move along. And like you said, Mac, he gets those guys right back on the ice. He doesn't punish them, bench them. He gets them right back on the ice, and away they go.
And away we go. Period number 2 as Walker will send it around the boards. It's tipped out. Couturier trying to get a piece of it. Stahl wanted to break in the zone. Could come up with it halfway. Runs into Miller. Now Stahl at center. Hands it off for Martin. Takes the hit from Hathaway. Stahl in the corner trying to play it. Stolen by Couturier, and Hathaway deflects it out.
Well, the one thing the Flyers haven't done is put back-to-back periods together. This is an opportunity for them to come out and just play the same way they did in the first period, and then see where they are after 2.
Sanheim to bump. Knocked down by Blake. Blake on the puck. Blake hands it off. Long try by Hall is wide. Bump on the puck. Had a look behind the net. Takes the check, but left it for Sanheim. He'll work it out for Dvorak. Poked ahead for Konecny. He threw it blindly to center. Stankoven got to it, then Bump tried to get it back, and it ends up in the seats.
Stay ahead of live betting options and bet on any goal, save, or power play with BetMGM.
Well, Rick Tocchet said, can we be more of a determined team? And he goes, yeah, I think we can. And you know what? They have been in this game thus far. They've been very, very determined. And they've got themselves a 1-0 lead.
Zegras got the drawback. York along the red line will backhand it in as Slavin goes after it. Martone right on him. Look around the boards. Drysdale can't hold it in as Svechnikov deflects it out. Now Zegras trying to roll it in for Forrester. Zegras has it back. Zegras stops, spins. They'll hand it off. York into the corner with it. Trying to push it back to the net. Slavin got it away. Aho comes up with it. He'll take it for a skate. Sebastian Aho for Svechnikov. Dropped it back. Malone stole it, then lost it to Jarvis. Pushed it over to Costas Bear with a shot. Gloved with ease by Vladar.
Aho coming up the ice, and when you look at who you're coming against, you see Forrester backing up. He's playing defense because York stepped up into the play. So yeah, go to his side. Use him a little bit, but Forrester does a great job getting that puck out of harm's way, but Martone turns it over. Gossespear lays it to the net. As Jarvis, he's going to dog every puck. A nice little shovel over to Gossespear. There's a clean look to the net. Forrester even blocks out his guy. And easy save for Vladar.
Luchenko will feed it over to Grundstrom down the wing. Shot towards the net, steered out of play by Anderson.
Well, the Hurricanes are looking for their 4th trip to the conference finals. 2nd straight year, 3rd time in the last 4 years. They have been down this avenue many times. And only down a goal. They're comfortable playing in this game down the goal. It's not bothering them whatsoever. Now, if the Flyers could strike again, then maybe you may get them out of their comfort zone as this game moves along. But at 1-0, they're fine.
Luchenko won the draw. It comes back for Bonk. He'll get it into the corner. And cleared right back out by Carolina. Carrier fighting Bonk at center. Robinson will dump it in. He's hit by Sealer. Vladar puts it up on the glass, and that'll make it out. Robinson sends it back into Philly territory as Sealer will give it back to Bonk. Bonk lays it up the middle. Grundstrom hands it off. Denver Barkey over the line. Luchenko to Barkey trying to go to the net. Knocked away by Miller. Gostisbehere skates it out of his own end. And he'll backhand it in as Drysdale goes after it. In comes Martin. Played around for York. He'll hand it off. Dvorak ahead for Luchenko. Back for Dvorak. Gets in and got around Walker and then just stopped stride and lost it. Drysdale at center. Can't get it away from Martin. Here's Ehlers with it. Nikolai Ehlers drops Stahl with his shot. Save Vladar. Rebound up over the net. Stahl from down on the ice trying to play. Martin hands it on for Ehlers. Back to Stahl. Backed over by York. York will come up with it. Here comes York. He's going to hold on to it. And now decides to dump it down behind the net. But Walker, the only one there for Carolina. Miller lays it on ahead. Stankoven deflects it in. Ristolainen will turn it back out. Handed out of the air by Blake. Vladar can't stop the dump it back of the goal. Sanheim tried to clear. That was kept in by Blake. Flyers get it back though. Back away around the wing. Couturier waiting for it. Cut off by Gostisbehere. Here's a chance. Hall put it off the outside of the net. And his first shot stopped in the rebound off the outside of the goal. Vladar another save on the point shot as Sanheim tries to get it out. Kept in by Nikishin. Taylor Hall with it. Swings it over to Blake. Blake finds some space. Spinning around, tries to get away from Sanheim. Gostisbehere over to Nikishin. Shot deflected away. Hall for Stankoven. Back to Hall. Knocked down. Played back for Nikishin. A drive over the net. Penalty coming up to the Flyers after Carolina had all kinds of pressure on in the Philadelphia zone.
If you are sloppy in your end of the ice, they will give you a ton of grief. First of all, Stahl's going to come right down Main Street here, walk right through, get it off his skate to stick. Gets a really good opportunity. Vladar super sharp there as he makes a wonderful save. I mean, that could have been in 2 occasions, and it just keeps coming. Taylor Hall gets an opportunity on the backhand. Nice right leg save, and then he misfires. Hall's been so good as he cuts in, and the fans don't like the call. They thought he might have helped it along. Couturier in the box. And the Canes, who had 2 power play goals in Game 3, could certainly use one here.
Gostisbehere on the puck. Hands it off for Aho. Got it down. Jarvis in front. Tipped away by Dvorak. He's going to race after it down the ice, and that'll force Anderson out of the net to move it. Trying to get it around for Aho. Glendening got a piece of it. Dvorak in the corner. Wanted to work it back for Glendening. York thought about going after it at the line. He'll wait for it to come out and send it back in. Gostisbehere on it for Carolina. Dropped it back. And here comes Ehlers. Nikolai Ehlers for Svechnikov. Back to Gostisbehere. Gostisbehere beats it across far side. Oh, right back for Gostisbehere. Hands it out to Ehlers. Gostisbehere shot kicked out by Vladar. Aho to Gostisbehere. Gave it back for Aho. Over to Gostisbehere. Holds on. Ehlers. Gostisbehere shooting. Vladar the save. Ehlers to Gostisbehere. Quick pass over for Svechnikov. They'll throw it to the point for Aho. Gostisbehere on it. Gostisbehere moving to the middle. Give it to Ehlers. Pass disrupted by Hathaway. Comes back to the line. Gostisbehere got it across. Shot tipped wide. Aho won't find it. York is on it. Rolled to the point, and that one kept in by Gostisbehere. Aho is on it. Svechnikov with it to Gostisbehere. Down for Ehlers. Can't get it to the net. Blocked by Sealer. Gostisbehere to Ehlers. Ehlers has a look. Goes in tight. Chance in front for Aho, and it ends up out of play.
A ton of offensive zone time for the power play of Carolina, and they move it around pretty good, and their best penalty killer has got to be your goaltender, and Vladar has been standing tall in this game. Marvelous on the penalty kill. Some of the shots that came from a distance through traffic he made saves on. Penalty killers doing a good job of trying to take away the seams. That's one that got through. Ehlers got it through, but no harm there as Vladar continues to keep the Canes off the board. Heard Kelly Rudy talking about him and feeling a bit defeated, but they need a big game out of him. When a guy across from you is pitching a .960 save percentage, you got to be almost perfect, and he has bbeen thus far.
Blake up with it. Back to the point. It got him between Miller and Stankoven. A little miscommunication there. And Carolina will back out and reset. 10 seconds to go on the power play. Sanheim on the puck. Pushed it for Ristolainen around the boards. Hall to Miller. Got it in the slot. Hall gets it back. Hall's pass knocked away by Dvorak. Power play over. Vladar the save off his stick handle. Couturier on it. And he turned it over at the blue line as Walker kept it in. Hall back to the point. Walker's shot goes wide. Dvorak can't get it by Miller and out. Couturier runs into Miller. And now he'll control it. Feeds it across for Sanheim and around to Ristolainen. Back to Sanheim, and the Flyers are set to break out. Now they do. It's Ristolainen hitting the line and dumping it in. Anderson can't get a stick on it. Zegras there. Zegras trying to make a play on the boards. But it's clear to center, and Ponk will knock it back for Drysdale. Over to Ponk. Up the middle. Zegras will backhand it in. Walker on it. Walker plays it around the boards, just out of the reach of Zegras. Now brought in by Carolina as Ehlers trying to get it in front. Stahl with a chance. Knocked away by Vladar. Drysdale back the other way. Saw Stahl coming. Sloan up. Still took a bit of the hit, but a penalty coming up here. It'll be a tripping call against Stahl. And Philadelphia will go to the power play.
Well, Stahl thought the call was on the body contact, but the referee's calling the trip, saying he dragged his leg and pulled him down. It was right in front of me, so I really could not see where Stahl's leg was. But right there, that back left leg, it's the right call.
Life is filled with rewarding stages. Now, your banking is too. The CIBC Smart Account. Get up to $850.
The Ford, it's a event? Ah, the Ford, it's a big deal event. Right now, lease this F-150 for $237 bi-weekly. That's like $119 a week.
And it's a close one, folks.
This game is stress.
Nah, the Blue Jays got this. Watch.
Bet mode activated.
Hey, tied on the 9th. Everybody breathe.
I feel a run coming.
That tracks. Struggling reliever, advantage, offense.
Blue Jays money line. Lock it in.
Bet placed.
I can't take this anymore.
Swing and a drive. And that ball is out of here!
Oh, yeah. You don't have hands. Not you.
I got dreams in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got dreams in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go.
Hudson fire, scores!
I got dreams in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't
Hurricanes back on the penalty kill. Stahl does not like the call. I mean, he drags his leg, and it does cause him to fall down. But, again, I think I tend to agree with Stahl, a bit weak. But look at the marvelous numbers. Only allowing 2 on 38 times short. Look on the bottom there. Not allowed a shot on 19 of the 38 power plays. Didn't even allow a shot. As Ron Brind'Amour's penalty killing units have been absolutely almost perfect.
We'll go to work here for the second time tonight. As Lehman got it to the point and out, Drysdale backs up. He'll hand it off to Forrester. Gives it back to Drysdale. Drysdale for Konechny. He'll carry it up ice. Hands it out for Zegras. Pass inside the blue line. Blocked. And Jankowski will send it down the ice.
Again, the unwillingness to get to the line and lay the puck in behind Carolina's players because they're all staying up tight on the line and go in and after it. Earn the puck back.
Konechny for Zegras. Broken up again by Carolina. And up ice they come shorthanded. Aho with it with a shot. And that one is off the stick of Drysdale.
There's some saying if you keep trying the same thing over and over, a definition of insanity, I guess is what it is. You keep trying the same thing over and over, and you got to tip your hat to your opponent. They're very, very good at it. So find an area when you get to the blue line to flip the puck past that line of traffic that's there. You've got guys coming with speed. So yes, when you dump it in and it leaves your stick, I get it. It's a 50-50 puck, but you got to go earn them back because right now all you're doing is going back.
Walker trying to get a shot through. That was blocked. Ristolainen is on it. Ristolainen will carry it up to center. Now stops, looks for the drop pass to Borat. Played it over to Parkey outside the blue line this time. Martone is on it. He'll give it back to Parkey, and the Flyers have to back up and try it again. Ristolainen back to Parkey. Here comes Parkey, left it. Martone will skate it in. Martone tries to go net. The Borat in front. Parkey drops. Shot goes wide. Another penalty coming up here. It'll be a 5-on-3 for Philadelphia. They're trying to give them the puck. Walker will touch it.
Watershed moment right here for the Flyers. They're going to have 40 seconds to get something done here. They finally got into the zone, and they did because watch Aho. As he's backing up, he loses his footing, and that allows the middle of the ice to be taken by Martone. He gets the puck over, the shot gets to the net, and then the Flyers get on it. But that's the reason why Aho fell down. That created space in the ice to take. That space has not been there all through the start of that power play. And now they're going to be severely tested with a two-man advantage for the Philadelphia Flyers. You even wonder if you take a timeout here and just settle your guys down and get everybody on the same page. I know how valuable they are when you get towards the end of a game in the playoffs, but this could be it right here. This could be where you really take a step up on your opponent.
Couturier will get tossed out of the draw. Zegras will come in to take it against Jankowski.
And you don't have Stahl out there taking draws, right? Nope. And killing penalties.
Carolina won it. Anderson set it up. Sleeman's got it. He'll clear it down the ice.
That's a killer right there. That is a killer. That's 15 seconds. You just can't get back.
Martone down the wing with it. Martone around the net. Hands it off. Konechny up high to Forrester. Over to Zegras. Back for Forrester. Fans want a shot. Zegras down low. Gets it back. Forrester with it. To Zegras, moving to the middle. Zegras hands it off. Couturier waiting. Now Martone shoots, missed the net. Zegras gets the rolling puck. Out of the box is Stahl. Martone, side of the goal, trying to get it for Konechny. Forrester to Konechny. Now up high, Martone, back for Zegras. Down to Forrester. Below the goal line with it into the corner. Konechny up high. Zegras to Martone. Shot. Anderson to save. He'll bat it over the air. Back to the net. Konechny around to Forrester. Chatfield had to get a stick. Zegras shoots. Blocked. Here's Martone. Back for Zegras. Zegras shooting. That's wide. Jankowski lifts it high and is just off of Martone and out. Carolina wants a hand pass here and a whistle. And they would be correct on that if that puck was outside the zone and went off the hand of Martone there. Martone certainly thinks he got a piece. Here's Drysdale shooting over the net. Chetfield on it. Down the boards and at the point, Drysdale trying to keep it in. Interference call coming up here. That'll end the power play.
Well, with 22 seconds left, Ristolainen's going to take an interference penalty, and that will nullify that, and the Canes will have a power play that will be coming their way in 22 seconds. The Flyers did a good job of keeping the puck alive. Even when pucks went to the net, they won battles to get pucks back. As you see Jankowski go down, and Ristolainen will go to the box for interference. And once again, the Carolina Hurricanes penalty killing unit has done a marvelous job. 5-on-3, Stahl comes out to the 5-on-4, and although Philadelphia had a lot of action in the offensive zone, they got nothing to show for it.
And that's multiple 5-on-3 penalty kills for the Hurricanes in these playoffs, too, that they have not allowed a goal against on. Now it's Forrester that'll take the puck. He'll send it around for Sanheim. Back to York.
It's hard to believe how only 3 guys can cover so much of the shooting lanes that the Flyers can't get pucks through, but they do.
Dvorak trying to get it around back to the net. Walker right on it. Blake is on it. He'll send it back for Miller. Aho steps onto the ice, and now it's a power play for Carolina. Miller back to Stamkos. Here comes Stamkos right up the middle. Trying to get it over to Ehlers. Sanheim's clearing attempt was blocked. Couturier on it in the corner. Got it back for York. He'll send it down the ice. DeAndre Miller will play it ahead for Seth Jarvis. Jarvis looping with it. Off for Ehlers. Ehlers over to Aho. Lifted across, Costas Bear for Svechnikov. Svechnikov to the corner, Ehlers back for Costas Bear. Over to Ehlers. In tight, trying to get it for Jarvis. Hopped over his stick. Aho. Along the boards, pressured by Glendening. He's on him, trying to get the puck out, and he does. And now he's got it. Glendening in on his own, trying to burn a few seconds here with the Flyers and get some fresh links on the ice. Aho will take it. 24 seconds to go on the power play. On the wall here. Gustafsson gets it back for Jarvis. Jarvis on the wing for Aho. Aho around back to the net. Jarvis fan of the pass. It'll roll to Ehlers, but he's met by Sanheim. Jarvis goes the other way to Aho. Up high for Glendening. Back to Aho. Aho looks to the net in front. Hit by Svechnikov, and Vladar makes the save as the penalty comes to an end. And it's the Flyers penalty killers that do the job this time to hold the 1-0 lead in Game 4 in Philadelphia on Hockey Night.
So with Rogers Xfinity, you can pull up games, stats, and scores. Blue Jays. Springer Dinger.
May I? Davis Schneider's mustache.
It's beautiful. The technology is amazing.
Life is filled with rewarding stages. Now, your banking is too. The CIBC Smart Account. Get up to $850.
The Ford, it's a event? The Ford It's a Big Deal event. Right now, lease this Explorer for $258 bi-weekly. That's like $129 a week.
And it's a close one, folks.
This game is stress.
Nah, the Blue Jays got this. Watch.
Bet mode activated.
Hey, tied on the 9th. Everybody breathe.
I feel a run coming.
That tracks. Struggling reliever, advantage, offense.
Blue Jays money line. Lock it in.
Bet placed.
I can't take this anymore.
Swing and a drive. And that ball is out of here!
Oh, yeah. You don't have hands. Not you.
Rover, go on, get me my slippers. Rover, the slippers. Ah, silly dog.
So much for silly dog. Red Bull gives you wings.
This young man is going to be a star in the National Hockey League. He had 2 game-winning goals to start the playoffs off against the Penguins. Then it's been a bit of a struggle. But in Game 3 the other night, I thought he was one of their best players. I mentioned earlier, he just looked more confident, and that has rolled right into tonight's game. He's got 4 good shots on net chances. He's getting frustrated. It's understandable. And that's when Rick Tocchet's got to go down and say, hey, just stay in it, stay in it. It's going to come. I like the fact that he gets pucks and he takes it into the traffic. He is not scared to get in there. He's got a great reach and a great set of hands and very creative.
Here's Blake with a long-range shot. And Vladar will squeeze it.
Watch up to 4 games at once, only with Multiview. Rogers Xfinity. We got you.
A little set play off the face-off, and you watch Blake. He's going to back himself right up into the quiet zone right there, and there's the set play. Comes right to him for the shot, but nobody in front of Vladar at all.
Stankoven toss from the draw. Hall in to take it. Hall got it on the boards. Now puts it into the feet of Miller at the point. Blake curling around with it. Has a look. Blake with a shot, scores! Blake puts it to the net, and it's off the arm of Vladar and in, and the Hurricanes have tied it at 1.
Well, this is really unfortunate, and we just showed you the draw that they won and the Blake chance that Vladar saved. And again, this comes off a face-off, and you get possession in the offensive zone, and that's when the Carolina Hurricanes go to work. Hall just pushes it over to the wall and then goes and gets it himself. And they eventually get control of the puck. Blake's going to turn around and just swing this to the net. I don't see any traffic in front of Vladar. Maybe we'll get a better look from here. This looks like it just goes by him, like he lost his net. That's all I can see.
He reacted. He thought he might have got a piece of it and it went in off his arm, but either way, Blake's got the goal.
My first thought was maybe it went off somebody in front of him. It whipped off somebody, but it didn't look like that at all. I think he just whipped it.
Third of the playoffs for Jackson Blake. And a 1-1 game. Robinson back to the net. Jankowski trying to get it in front. That was stopped. Robinson shooting in traffic. They score! Jankowski gets it in the slot to bang it home. And just like that, Carolina takes the lead. And the Flyers will have a look.
It's you know, if this is good, and it looked good to me, it's the way they play. They get one. Now it's death by 1,000 cuts. They're going to keep coming at you, coming at you. A goal that Vladar should have had. You just cannot give up that kind of goal when you got a 1-0 lead. You're down 3-0 in a series, and then they just get bodies to the net, funnel pucks to the net. That's what this team is all about. Now is Carrier in the way of Vladar? That's what they're going to look at. As Robinson throws this to the net, they believe Carrier is in there. Does Ball push him in? They're gonna. You got to give this a run. Whether you think it's 50-50 or not, you got to give it a run if you're Rick Tocchet and take this goal off the board. And he knows. You can tell by the look on his face. He knows this is a 50-50. He doesn't know how it's going to turn out.
Well, the goal came 28 seconds after the equalizer, so trying to turn the tide back here.
Carrier backs in on his own volition. He doesn't get shoved it. Balk is trying to kind of battle him, but he's in the crease. Now, it's going to come down to him being in that position. Does it affect Vladar in any way as this puck is coming to the net? And if the answer is yes, this is not going to count. If the answer is no, well then there'll be a penalty, and the Carolina Hurricanes will look to add to the lead they already will have. But I can't say enough about the goal previously. Vladar has been fantastic in this game, and that one was just a real bad goal at a severely bad time in the game, the series, everything. And that, like, all of a sudden sets the team back a little bit, and then they get back in their zone again, and Carolina gets back on it again. Pucks to the net, funneling, bodies in front. And I think you're still reeling from the goal that just went in, and then they bite you again. And that's what they do, this team.
Well, here's Wes McCauley with the decision.
After reviewing the play, we determined that there was goaltender interference. Therefore, calling races on the 28th minute.
A good challenge by Rick Tocchet.
And I'm sure it exhaled. I think he has to call. You have to. You have no choice. And remember, Jankowski was the poor guy that got the overtime goal taken away from him against Ottawa in that crazy set of events that Martinic ended up scoring it anyway. And here he gets another one on the board. He's wondering what he has to do to score both in these Stanley Cup playoffs as the Flyers.
Yeah, that was back in the overtime of Game 2 in the first round against Ottawa.
Yeah, the Flyers are 1-1. That's a great challenge by Tocchet.
Now, do they have a response? Ristolainen off the boards ahead, and Hathaway got a piece of it to deflect it in. Anderson will cover it up and take the whistle.
And it is the truth. When a goal goes in like that, unexpected, and it's a goal that you know that your goaltender should have had, it really does kind of throw the psyche of your team off a little bit. And oftentimes, within another minute or two, bang, another one happens because you're still really reeling from the one that just happened. It's a young team, and you see it happen with young teams as well. But they got to break. They got to break, and they got to take advantage of it. They've got to start to generate more pucks towards Anderson and more traffic.
They're leaning on a little luck from some Super Bowl champs. Glendening off the draw, tried to get to it. It came back for Chatfield. And it gets lifted out as Sanheim will bat it ahead. Here's Martinook with it. Feeds it across over the line. Sanheim will poke it away. Martinook trying to get the puck back. He couldn't. And Glendening will lift it up. Slavin to center. Ristolainen on ahead for Forrester. Knocked down by Stahl. Stahl from his knees will play it to Chatfield, and Martinook will dump it in. Ristolainen trying to turn it back out. He'll let Sanheim take it back behind the net. Sanheim on ahead for Zegras. Zegras to the red line and in. It'll skip to Anderson. He comes out of the world of play with Forrester coming around. Jarvis helps it out. Aho down the wing with it. Sebastian Aho beats it across, got it back. Backhanded to the goal and stuck by Vladar. Zegras goes the other way. Zegras in over the line. And it knocked away off his stick. And the puck gets cleared. Drysdale turns it up for Zegras. Pass through the feet of Forrester. Jarvis back the other way. Aho is on it. Sebastian Aho putting it over to Jarvis. One-time shot. And Vladar gets across and makes the save. Well, Vladar up with a big stop after Blake gets the goal to make it a 1-1 game here in Philly.
Life is filled with rewarding stages. Now, your banking is too. The CIBC Smart Account. Get up to $850.
The Ford, it's a big... It's a... event? Ah, the Ford It's a Big Deal event. Right now, lease this Explorer for $258 bi-weekly. That's like $129 a week.
Fresh fish.
Whitefish, fresh from the stall. Firm to the touch, no smell at all. Skin off, bones out, thick, not thin. Bring the sea to my kitchen.
With Rogers Xfinity Internet, my whole house is ready for baseball. So this is where I buy all my memorabilia. Boom! Just got Clement's childhood glove. Mom. She's really come through for me. And this is where I stream everything.
Sweet setup.
It's all for you guys.
Michael, what is this?
Oh, yeah. That's where I keep my modem.
Get Major League Internet with Rogers Xfinity.
Yeah, Wi-Fi just pouring out of that thing.
Well, the Flyers to survive falling behind in this game as Blake throws this one to the net, a puck that probably should have been saved. Then one puck goes off of York's shin pad, goes right to Jankowski, but the battle in front of the net, the referees deemed Carrier to be in the blue paint, which was preventing Vladar from making the save. That goal gets waved off, and sheer disaster was avoided here in Philadelphia.
Now the Flyers getting outshot here in this period. Have to find a way to try and get some offensive attack going again.
Carolina Hurricanes, they just go about their business the same way in every game. They shut down opportunities for you to get anything going.
Gostisbehere trying to break free, snapped it on net, and it's off the shoulder of Vladar. Grundstrom out to center. Luchenko will try to chase it down. Luchenko on the puck, got it to Barkey. Back into the corner, Grundstrom is on it. Grundstrom knocked over by Gostisbehere. Puck's underneath the pile, now kicked loose. And cleared away by Jankowski. Robinson trying to catch the pass inside the blue line, and then Carrier comes in. Centered. Robinson trying to get to it. Taken away by Luchenko. High pass in the air. Miller knocks it down. Bump is on it. Trying to get it for Barkey. Barkey will backhand it in deep, and he's pulled over by Miller. Puck comes back to the Philadelphia blue line. Drysdale is there. He'll lift it back in. Walker is on it. Walker puts it off the glass and out. Stopped at center by York. Right back in where it's knocked down, and Carolina will get it up through center as Walker will send it in. Vladar leaves it back to the net for York. York up off the glass by Walker and out.
When York flips that puck, he's got to get it over that line of Carolina players to get it in deep into the zone. Walker picks it off out of the air, and now you're in transition, right? Those pucks have got to get into better places so they can establish that forecheck.
Ristolainen skates it out. Drysdale got clipped by a stick behind the play that went undetected. Here comes Glendening. We're half the way. Oh, what a save by Anderson. Puck is free, and Stahl will take it out of the crease. Couturier is on it. Back to the line. It's dumped in by Sanheim. Glendening with it. Glendening waiting. Hathaway works over to Keeshan's side of the net. Ristolainen back to the goal. Glendening has got it. Glendening to Sanheim. Hands it off. Couturier tied up by Stahl, but he got it to the point. Sanheim with it. Dumps it over. Ristolainen wasn't there. He had gone in deep, and diving to swipe it out is Gostisbehere. Sanheim quickly up for Forrester. Forrester stopping in the corner. Nikishin right on him. Martone trying to get the puck. Martone is on it. Martone wanted to go to the point to Sanheim. Broken up by Ehlers. Nikolai Ehlers cuts up by shots. Martinook with a shot. Brought up by Vladar. Martinook to the point. Chatfield's shot goes wide. And it's grabbed by Martone. Martone to center. Sanheim will lift it in. It's by Chatfield, and he has to go back and get it. Played it around for Slavin. Up onto the wing and out. Ehlers knocks it over to Aho. Lost it. Zegras up for Forrester. Tipped it at the line. Turned back by Chatfield. Sealer up the middle for Zegras. That's broken up. Bonk will settle it down. Sealer to Bonk. Bonk trying to play it ahead for Martone. Martone knocked it over to Zegras in his skates. He gets knocked down. Bonk on the puck, and will get it down the ice. Anderson out of the net. Turn it over. Luchenko trying to center it. In behind Grundstrom. Aho hits the line as Svechnikov just stayed onside. Svechnikov tangled up back to the net by Drysdale. And the pass broken up by Barkey. Grundstrom will clear it out. Knocked over the air by Miller. He'll have to race for it. Luchenko right after him. Grundstrom will play it over for York. Off the boards. Trying to connect with Barkey. Taken away by Carolina. And here it comes. Vladar to save. Oh! Jankowski missed the open net. Vladar diving back with his stick paddle out. Here's Robinson. Back to Miller. Over to Robinson. Robinson trying to feed it back for Jankowski. Jankowski curls. Can't get it to the goal. It's blocked by Barkey. Carrier is on it. Carrier with the puck stops. Tries to shake off Drysdale. Carrier around the net. Waits. Played it in front. It bounces around in the crease. Vladar will cover it up and hold on.
What an opportunity for Hathaway to give his team the lead here going into the second intermission. Glendening with a really nice play across to him. And Freddie Anderson with another crazy save And then Walker, who has stepped up on a number of occasions in the neutral zone to intercept passes, is going to walk in. Shot to Jankowski. He can't bury it in the empty net. 2 chances to give your team the lead, and we're still tied at 1. 50 seconds left here in the second period. How many times have we seen Freddie Anderson in these first 8 games of the playoffs just make fantastic, crazy saves like that?
Now he's going to have to play the puck here. And he'll lift it behind the net for Slavin. Off the boards, up ahead to plate. Will curl back in his own end with it. Slavin high in the air, out to center. Sandheim trying to put it back up ice, but Slavin will cut it off and dump it in. Ristolainen on it. Chips it around for Sandheim. Now grabbed by Dvorak. Pass across for Ristolainen. Here comes Ristolainen down the wing. Drops for Konechny. Pass in front. Dvorak hit the post. Dvorak still on it. Trying to center it. Broken up by Stankoven. He'll clear it out. And another glorious opportunity for the Flyers to take the lead. But they catch the iron.
Well, this starts way back in the Flyers' end, and a really nice breakout, and Ristolainen is going to join this thing. Pass coming across from Dvorak. He starts the play off, and he's going to be the recipient of the drop pass to Konechny right across to Dvorak. He tries to catch Anderson coming across the net, back against the grain. Nothing but iron, unfortunately.
Rod of the panel coming up in our second intermission. The shots 15-4 in favor of Carolina in that second period. Blake's goal is the one that counts. And through 40 in Game 4, we're tied at 1 on Hockey Night in Canada and the Stanley Cup playoffs on Sportsnet. Brought to you by Rogers.
Only few play hockey the hard way, the selfless way, the Canadian way. They are the real ones, and they drink a real good beer. Real ones know. Sleeman, proud partner of Hockey Canada.
I got dreams in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got dreams in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go.
Hudson fire, scores!
Oh, please welcome friend of the pod, Ty.
Please tell me you did not start a podcast?
People got to hear my takes.
No, people got to go with the score.
Bet mode activated.
Oh, D-Pair's tired. Shots are really piling up.
My gut says overtime, folks.
What? No. New York's got this. Lock it in.
Bet placed.
Yeah! We called it! Oh, let's check in with the chat. Mom! You can't say that.
If Connor McDavid and Connor Bedard had childhood ambitions to become architects, CIBC would work with them every step of the way. Or if they wanted to be mechanics, we'd have a personalized plan. Just like we'll have a plan for your ambitions too. CIBC, ambitions made real.
The Ford, it's a event? Ah, the Ford It's a Big Deal event. Right now, lease this F-150 for $237 bi-weekly. That's like $119 a week.
It's the eternal feeling, the drive for something greater, an unspoken desire of untamable wilderness, where the skies dance and the people smile. It is a place that will change you. It is the Northwest Territory.
Dad, is this Gorilla Tape still gonna hold?
Of course. It's tested by a real gorilla.
What? That tracks!
For the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
It's alright.
Trex, performance engineered for your life outdoors.
Game 4 deadlock. Kelly Rudy, Luke Gazdic, and our two D-men over on the far side of the panel. Brendan Dillon from the New Jersey Devils is joining Kevin Bieksa. That's right.
Leave him hanging.
You guys take over. No, Brendan, you were talking about the computer shooters, Carolina getting pucks through.
It's something that's so unique to Carolina and how they play the game. Some teams, their mentality is to not take bad shots on net. And Brett Pesce played 9 years here, and I'm really close with him on the Devils. And something they talked about was creating chaos. It's so hard to score goals in this league. And throwing pucks to the net, bad ice, and bounces. As a defenseman on the defensive side of that, you've got decisions to make when pucks are coming to the net. Do I box out my forward? Am I trying to block this and get in front of the net? When that's all happening, you can see on this goal here, Drysdale goes to box out Stankoven, just goes right off of his leg. So these things that Carolina, scoring goals, it's not the sexiest goal. This one gets called back, but I think from them having that blue-collar workman-like mentality, it's been huge for Carolina.
Brendan, do you decide box out or block, or does a coach or does a goalie?
Well, I think it's a lot on the player. Am I bigger than him? Am I a little bit smaller than him? How am I going to approach this? But I kind of had a different approach on whoever I was defending.
Isn't ideally you have the player on your hip so you can still see in front of you? So you have him on your hip for a box out, but if it's a slap shot, you're probably not going to try to block it. Is that still kind of the rule? Or
100%. I mean, if guys like Ovechkin or Shea Weber were bombing back there, I'm probably getting out of the way and looking to box out. But if it's something coming in, a wrist or whatnot, I'm trying to front it.
And you have the annoying goaling saying, "Get out of my way."
Yeah, that too. Right. That too.
Well, a great thing for me on this panel is I have two defensemen to my left. I have a goalie to my right. Some of the best penalty killers that you could ask for, teaching me how this thing's going. You talked about the uniqueness of Carolina. Well, how about how they penalty kill? Kel, you did a great job setting us up pre-game. 95% they are now, 38 for 40. This is legitimately winning them hockey games on their own. This is the uniqueness. This is a team that is going to stand at the blue line and do what is called a 3-1 with that defenseman sitting in the back. So, Kev, you did the C's last period. How about we do the P's this period? So they're going to start passive, but if we roll it, it moves into pressure. So they're going to sit back and wait and force you to make decisions. Maybe try to beat you one-on-one, maybe try to dump it in, but Philly refuses to do this. So they're going to sit at this line, stack up three in the front, and really crowd it out for Philly. Look at this. They're just trying to figure out an answer. And here's the 5-on-3. This is probably the biggest kill for Carolina of the playoffs yet. They snap a drawback. This will give them 20 legit seconds of 5-on-3 time. And then I absolutely love this. You want to talk about communication? Keep an eye on Jalen Chatfield right here. This man, he's going to wave Slavin off with the hand. Get out of the way. Let Freddie see it. That's 2D that know what they're doing. It's going to go back up, and Jacob Slavin. Dills, you talk about that stick. What a stick in there. That's 6 5-on-3s for the Carolina Hurricanes that they've killed off this playoffs. It's legitimately winning them games and winning them series.
You only used 2 P's there. You want to add a third one?
Pressure, passive, position. I forgot to say
that's
position.
9 points in Scrabble.
There we go. The 3 P's.
Okay, Philly, they're missing some key players, obviously. So if they're going to extend the series, Rick Tocchet, he's relying on some of their veterans. And two guys that I really love are watching play. And Carl Grundstrom, I always rave about this guy. Nice little hit. Like, it's not tons, but Gosper knows he's not going to turn away from this. The great hit on Blake, that led to the Forrester goal. Another one right here on Chatfield. And this guy never lets you off the hook. How about this little one? Just making a little contact. And then how about Glendening on the PK? No, he doesn't take it to the net. He's just going to skate the puck into the corner and kill about 15 seconds. Just a really clever play by a veteran. And then lastly, he still has skill, though. Glendening setting up Hathaway for a great scoring chance. Anderson with a key save.
So you grew up in Surrey. Where did you play your minor hockey, like young as a kid?
Yeah, Surrey minor, through and through.
Okay, so Surrey minor, when you first go on the ice, and there's not really positions yet, you're a left-hand shot, so probably naturally for the face-off, you go and you line up on the left side. So that's what we were like as kids. You're like, you're a righty, you play on the right side. You're a lefty on the left side. But there's pros and cons to playing each side. So as a kid, get used to playing the right wing and the left wing. Seth Jarvis loves to play his offside because there's a lot of benefits in the zone. There's also a lot of things that, you know, you have to deal with in your zone, and that is you're going to be blind a lot of the times when these pucks come around. Remember the big hit he took in round 1 against Zub? Unfortunately, Zub got the worst of this, but he's going to be blind to that defenseman pinching sometimes because he's not able to open up like a lefty would on the left side. However, he gets better and better playing these sides. You can make these little touch passes as a righty on the offside. Your stick is on the wall for hard rims, but in the zone is where you get the true benefits. Coming in late, you're always open for a one-timer. So a lot of these plays, you know, typically you'd have to catch it, cradle it, and shoot it. You're able to shoot one-timers, and you're more dangerous.
You used to coach. Do you still coach at the minor hockey level? You used to go back in the fall?
Go out there every once in a while, yeah.
Okay, let's get to Jackson Blake, Sean McKenzie. Sean, to you.
Jackson, it looked like you guys had the lead until that goal was disallowed. I know that can be an emotional swing, but why is this group so good at kind of dealing with the ups and downs of playoff hockey?
Yeah, I mean, you got to control your uncontrollables, right? Unfortunately, that one doesn't count for us, but, you know, we just got to keep going, and no matter what the score is, just play the way we know we can.
Your team plays with a consistent style, but how much do you have to be aware of what the other team's going to bring given the circumstances in their season on the line here in the third?
For sure. I mean, everyone knows that coming in when you're, you know, have a game or a series clinching game to go at it, and we know they're going to have their push, and we just got to not worry about that and just play our game and know what we can handle.
Jackson, thanks for the time.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Jackson. Thank you, Sean. Of the 9 Flyer shots, Porter Martone, Kev, has 4 of them. So Porter, prolific, doesn't pass. Okay, take a break. Come back and tell you about Philadelphia's relationship to Canada.
This intermission is brought to you by Rogers. The dream goes on. This is our game.
I got dreams in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got dreams in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go.
Hudson fire, scores!
I got dreams in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. But the heart still rattles, the heart still rattles, oh.
Instacart lets you choose your bananas.
Get them just how you like.
Instacart lets you choose your bananas.
From green to extra ripe.
Use the app to control your bananas.
What a time to be alive.
I can go believe what a time to be alive.
Sweet, get it.
I'm good. No, we go again.
Life is filled with rewarding stages. Now, your banking is too. The CIBC Smart Account. Get up to $850.
And it's a close one, folks.
This game is stress.
Nah, the Blue Jays got this. Watch.
Bet mode activated.
Hey, tied on the 9th. Everybody breathe.
I feel a run coming.
That tracks. Struggling reliever, advantage, offense.
Blue Jays money line. Lock it in.
Bet placed.
I can't take this anymore.
Swing and a drive. And that ball is
Sailed it.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. You don't have hands. Not you.
The Ford, it's a event? The Ford, it's a big deal event. Right now, lease this Explorer for $258 bi-weekly. That's like $129 a week.
Welcome back. Stanley Cup playoffs on Sportsnet, presented by Instacart. It's a doubleheader Saturday night. We're headed off for Minnesota and Colorado. Here comes Quinn Hughes. So Mitch Marner just moved into the scoring lead in the playoffs. He's got 13. Quinn is second at 11. So great playoffs for Quinn. But Colorado have scored 5 or more in 3 consecutive games. They're on an absolute heater right now. 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on Sportsnet and CBC. So Philadelphia and Canada. Matt Stairs of Fredericton, maybe the greatest home run, kind of like the George Springer one where he killed the Mariners, Dylan. Okay, Matt Stairs, Mark Rippon, Calgary, Todd McCullough, love Winnipeg, played in the Olympics for us in 2000, and Eric Lindros got to pick a hockey player. He's my favorite, so I'll pick him. But that's 4 guys who have put themselves on the Philadelphia legendary status. Here's the other guy, George Orton, maybe the greatest you don't know. He won the bronze at the Olympics in 1900, our first ever medal. Then he won the gold in the steeplechase. He was a great Olympian, won 19 national U.S. titles, George, born in Strathroy, raised in Dundas, Ontario. Here he is with the hockey team at University of Pennsylvania. He is considered the father of Philadelphia hockey, George Orton. As I say, maybe Mark Hebscher wrote a great book on him. Greatest athlete you've never heard of. Till now.
With Rogers Xfinity Internet, I can game like a pro. See that home run, Steins? Yeah, I'm thinking of giving up acting, actually, and doing more sports-type stuff.
Not gonna happen, kid.
How do you know?
I know.
Thought this was a safe space.
Oh, please welcome friend of the pod, Ty.
Please tell me you did not start a podcast?
People gotta hear my takes.
No, people gotta go with the score.
Bet mode activated.
Oh, D-pair's tired. Shots are really piling up.
My gut says overtime, folks.
What? No. New York's got this. Lock it in.
Bet placed.
Yeah! We called it! Oh, let's check in with the chat. Mom! You can't say that.
Life is filled with rewarding stages. Now, your banking is too. The CIBC Smart Account. Get up to $850.
The Ford, it's a event? Ah, the Ford, it's a big deal event. Right now, lease this F-150 for $237 bi-weekly. That's like $119 a week.
This is the way. Enter for your chance to win with Orville Redenbacher. The Mandalorian in Grogu. Only in theaters May 22nd.
Hey, Roadrunner, you're one fast bird.
Well, I drink Red Bull.
But you do realize...
Yes, Red Bull gives you wings, but I'm scared of heights.
This is the best.
Yeah. Just wish Amy was here.
Nice.
Hey. What? Hey, guys.
What's up, brother?
Perfect.
At Cal Tire, we help you save big with free rotations, our price match guarantee, 0% financing, and free flat repairs. We've got you covered, corner to corner, coast to coast.
Accidents can happen at any time.
And you don't know who to call.
At Diamond & Diamond, we are on call 24/7.
And we will work around your schedule.
We will meet with you and provide a free consultation.
You have nothing to lose. Call Canada's largest personal injury law firm today.
Over $1 billion in total settlement.
These days, it seems like you're always up against the clock. So count on Jiffy Lube for fast, dependable, warranty-approved service.
Jiffy Lube, keeping you moving.
Looks like they brought a couple ringers.
Nice stick. Is that antique?
I'll take that.
Come on, Dougie, you got a back check. Garbage day. Now you can finally drink out of a cup.
Oh.
The Flyers' season hangs in the balance, and the Hurricanes now just one win away from a perfect playoff record. As we get you set for the third, let's see if a trend continues. Every Canes game so far these playoffs has been eerily similar, at least when it comes to Frederik Andersen goals allowed. Game 1 of both series, it was an Andersen shutout. Game 2, he allowed 2. It both times was an overtime thriller. Game 3 of both series, just 1 goal allowed. Now that brings us to Game 4 against the Ottawa Senators. He gave up 2. The question mark now is, do the Flyers have another one in them tonight, and will that be enough to get the job done. We find out as we send it to John Bartlett and Gary Gowey.
Well, they certainly hope so. It's been a really well-played game. The Flyers, I think, have finally strung together a couple of good periods. They don't have a lot of shots to show for it. They were heavily outshot 15-4. They'll have to get more pucks towards Frederick Anderson if they are going to get one.
Well, here's Couturier on it. He swung it over the blue line. Nobody was there on that wing. It's sent back up ice by Carolina. Ehlers put it on net. Vladar will cover it up.
And the thing is, Carolina is so adept at taking away your time and space. And all what that does is it stops you from making 2-3 good passes, setting up plays. The pucks get more discombobulated. You have to win puck battles, and then you got to find somebody open that maybe beats a one-on-one check, and that's where you get that grade A quality scoring chance. They had a few more in the first period, but in the second period, Carolina shut it down.
Drysdale will hand it off. Gets it right back from York. We'll lift it in the air out at center over the head of Chatfield. That'll be an icing call.
Watch up to 4 games at once, only with Multiview. Rogers Xfinity. We got you.
Stankoven line on the ice. One thing the Flyers did do in Game 3 was they neutralized that line. They had nothing. But in the second period here, Game 4, Jackson Blake gets his second goal of the series and 5th point.
Chatfield will chase it down on the corner, throws it in front, and it comes free as Konechny will get it off the boards and out. Dvorak try to get it by Slavin. Knocked along the top of the boards in front of the bench to keep it going as Konechny will get it in deep. Dvorak after it. Dvorak rolls it around back to the point. Drysdale sends it for Konechny. Travis Konechny holds onto it, stops. It's stood up by Chatfield. But he'll hand the puck off for Forrester. Now Dvorak's shot, trying to get it through. York rolled it wide. Blake is on it. But to clear it, stopped by Forrester. Forrester put it off the foot of Konechny, and Chatfield will clear it up. Zegras tried to move that quickly, hit the skate of Taylor Hall. Sealer back for Bonk, and now into the Carolina end. Aho waiting for it up the boards. Walker trying to get it there, but it's lifted out by Miller. Bonk will send it over to Sealer. He'll clear that for Forrester. Seth Jarvis has to chase it down in his own end with Zegras there watching him. And Walker will turn and lift it out. Bonk is back, trying to hold off Svechnikov. Grundstrom to Bonk. Checked by Aho. Puck comes free. Grundstrom has got it. Grundstrom on feed for Zegras. He'll backhand it in. Grundstrom in on the forecheck, runs into Walker. Jarvis on the puck. He'll clear it out. Comes back for Ristolainen. Ristolainen out to center ice where it's poked away there. Arlachenko as Parkey tries to find it off the boards. Grundstrom buzzing around looking for it as well, but it's Carrier that'll lift it in. Ristolainen after it. Robinson right on him. Taken away by the Flyers. Parkey is on it. Parkey stopped as he was knocked down by Carrier. Robinson back the other way. Robinson with a shot that goes wide. Grundstrom will catch up to it. Off ahead for Parkey. Nikishin feeds it across in his own end. Now gets it back. Flyers get a change. Nikishin from center. Will ring it in. Glendening had Stahl tied up. That allows Drysdale to take it. Up the boards for Couturier. Couturier to the red line, trying to play it in. Chatfield knocked it out of the air. That ends up being an offside against Philadelphia. Survey says casting is open for Family Feud Canada. Apply now at cbc.ca/Family Feud auditions.
Well, the deal to get Ehlers over to Carolina, it's been huge for them. When you watch his shifts and the speed he shows, I mean, it's another weapon. He creates ice for his line mates, opportunities galore with the speed that he has. Rod Brind'Amour just loves it, and it's something that they really needed.
That puck goes right on net on Vladar, and he's forced to cover it up. And He won't allow a line change.
And he's a guy that had some disappointments in Winnipeg, right? I mean, Winnipeg had a couple of seasons there where they looked like they, won the President's Trophy, thought they were going to have nice long runs, and those things didn't happen. So he's had some failures there. So when he comes over to a Carolina team that has had their own set of failures in the conference finals, he kind of knows exactly how they feel, and he fits right in, and he has the same drive and competitive nature that wants to see this team finally get to where they think they should be.
Jarvis hands it off for Slavin, over to Svechnikov, played for Chatfield. He'll shoot, and a good block there by Drysdale. Couturier on the boards to get it out, a race for it. Hathaway trying to catch up to it, but Slavin got back in time.
The skating ability of Slavin. He went from one side of the ice to the other and beat Hathaway, who can really fly.
Ristolainen has a look up ice. He'll play it up for Bump. Alex Bump will lift it to the corner. Sandheim goes after it. It's chopped around the goal. Svechnikov takes a hit from Konechny as Carolina clears it. Bump is there to lift it right back in. Hustling after it, trying to poke it away from Chatfield and did. But Walker was there, and Walker will clear it up. Here comes Blake. Hands it off for Hall. Thrown in front, scores! It's Logan Stankoven that gets the feed and buries it to put Carolina out front 2-1.
Speed kills, and there's a lot of speed on this Carolina Hurricane team. And Taylor Hall has had a wonderful playoff. Is going to use that speed as they start breaking out of their zone, and Stankoven's going to lay this over, and bang. Here's the speed. Bonk does a really good job of keeping with them and getting his stick extended. He's got his stick. You turn, extend your stick, but Hall gets a lane, and Sealer leaves the front of the net and comes right across, and then in the back door comes Stankoven, wide open, one-timer, back of the net. That one will count, and the Hurricanes are up 1 goal here in the third period.
7th of the playoffs for Logan Stankoven. Now 7 goals in the last 8 games. And he was the star in round 1 and through the first couple of games, and he's got a big one here in the third of game 4. Carrier will backhand it in. Martone goes after it. Now York's got to chase it down. Takes the bump from Jankowski. Drysdale trying to help him out. It rolls up the side of the net. But comes loose as Drysdale will exit the zone. And then an offside called here as Zegras runs into Nikishin. Or Walker, excuse me, right along the boards there. He took the awkward hit.
Yeah, right into the linesman as the play was offside, and then the play continued, and Zegras was allowed to kind of finish his check where maybe it should have been blown down. Walker takes the hit on an offside that maybe he shouldn't have to take. And this is a young team in Philadelphia, and now you've seen a 1-0 lead fade away, and now you're trailing by 1 with 15:06 left in your season. If you can't find a way to strike at least one more time, you're going to need 2 on Anderson to win this game if you shut Carolina down. And now Carolina just goes to their game plan, right? This is where they love to be.
Ristolainen tying up Healers. It sits at the blue line, and they'll blow the play down on an offside.
Mentioned the comfortability of a team in the playoffs that can play down a goal or play up a goal. They just keep playing the exact same way. Every game they feel gives them a different set of nuances, but they got to learn what that game is giving them, and then eventually do whatever it takes to win that game. And they hung around this one and hung around, and eventually they're taking it over.
Jarvis, long shot right on. Vladar will squeeze it.
And it starts with a second period where you outshoot them 15-4, and you score a couple of goals. One doesn't count. You don't get the break. You heard Blake talking with Sean McKenzie saying, hey, it happens. We just move along. We keep going, keep putting pucks to the net, and that's exactly what they're doing here. And a real nice play by Taylor Hall to find Stankoven cross crease. Really tough save there for Vladar. That was a well set up goal by that line.
Aho steps into the draw against Couturier. Couturier won it, got it back for Ristolainen. Down the wing, Hathaway trying to tip it out. Hathaway played it back for Sandheim in front, turned over though. Here's Jarvis with a shot off the arm of Vladar. Jarvis deflects it down behind the net, comes to Aho. Sanheim will cut it off, turn over in front. Jarvis sliding it back to the net, and Vladar will get his glove on it.
When you spend a lot of time in your end, it starts to tucker you out. You start to get a little worn down, and that's the game plan of the Carolina Hurricanes. And then you start making little mistakes, and you start losing battles behind your net, turning over pucks. And the next thing you know, it's coming to your net. And that's exactly the game plan the Carolina Hurricanes have. Lots of offensive zone time, lots of cycling, lots of battling. Wear your opponent down, so by the time you get to the third period, you're going to create even more chances.
Dvorak won it back. Drysdale hands it off, long pass, knocked out of the air by Bump. Bump will poke it into the Carolina zone, chopped out by Dvorak. Bump trying to get to it, he was knocked down. Dvorak right after Miller, here comes Konechny. He's on the puck, centered in front, Bump scores! Tie game!
Well, to mirror the first round, you have to feel like they're going to get a second goal because it's a perfect match now. Good job by Bump getting in, and then the secondary guy, that's Dvorak. He's got to be in close proximity. He's F2. Then Konechny comes in, finishes his check. He separates Miller from the puck, and then Konechny lays it out in front to Bump, and he's going to bury it. And finally, something works out for Konechny. He gets a puck onto Bump's stick, but it's the hit on Miller that separates the puck, and his stall goes in. Instead of playing the puck out of harm's way, he goes to be physical on Konechny, and Konechny bumps it from his skate to his stick into the slot. And we're all tied at 2s.
Second of the playoffs for Alex Bump, who scored his first career playoff goal in Game 5 against Pittsburgh in the first round. And that has brought some energy back here to the crowd. Perry after it, poked away by Hawkins. Zegras is on it. He'll lift it to the line, and now it's carried out by Martone. Martone dumps it in. It's a hot one off the boards back in front. Hurricanes will clear it. That'll be an icing call.
Not going away quietly into the night. That's exactly, if you're Rick Tocchet, that's what you like your team to be. Don't lie down, don't give up, keep battling and battling. They had a great start in the first period. Second period, they kind of got outplayed by the Hurricanes. They got scored on in the third, but they have answered.
Now Grundstrom after it, but it's grabbed by Gostisbehere. Flips it into the corner. Hurricanes get it out. Bonk will hand it off. Barkey has to curl. He's got to wait for Luchenko to clear the zone. Now Bonk, long pass, connects with Luchenko. He'll hand it off for Grundstrom. Shooting from a sharp angle, it's over the goal. And then it bounced away from Sanheim. Sealer will chop it out. Sent back in, and Sealer's got it again. He'll clear it to center. Off the leg of Grundstrom. It collides with Hall. Blake trying to move it forward. Stankovic will get enough of it in, but then it's offside against Taylor Hall. Logan Stankovic put the Hurricanes out front, but Alex Bump has even things at 2.
Thanks.
Fresh fish.
Whitefish, fresh from the stall. Firm to the touch, no smell at all. Skin off, bones out, thick, not thin. Bring the sea to my kitchen.
If Connor McDavid and Connor Bedard had childhood ambitions to become architects, CIBC would work with them every step of the way. Or if they wanted to be mechanics, we'd have a personalized plan. Just like we'll have a plan for your ambitions too. CIBC, ambitions made real.
So with Rogers Xfinity, you can pull up games, stats, and scores. Blue Jays. Springer Dinger.
May I? Davis Schneider's mustache.
It's beautiful. The technology is amazing.
Oh, please welcome friend of the pod, Ty
Please tell me you did not start a podcast?
People got to hear my takes.
No, people got to go with the score.
Oh, D-pair's tired. Shots are really piling up.
My gut says overtime, folks.
What? No. New York's got this. Lock it in.
Bad placed.
Yeah! We called it! Oh, let's check in with the chat. Mom!
With the Flyers season on the line here at home, they come up with a big goal after Stankoven put the Hurricanes out front. We're back on even terms.
Oh, what a response, right? We're so used to seeing the Hurricanes, you know, striking quick, striking early, and then they just bury their opponent. Well, for the Philadelphia Flyers, you know, less than 2 minutes later after getting scored on, and you're thinking, oh boy, here it comes. Carolina's going to finish this off. It's the pesky Philadelphia Flyers and some of their young guys who are getting their first taste of Stanley Cup playoffs. Bump buries it, and we're all tied up.
Stankoven and Dvorak fight for the draw. Dvorak won it. Sanheim is there. Hands it off the Ristolainen out to center. Bump trying to get to it. Now Dvorak's on it. Hit by Chatfield. Bump will curl back. And then Bump gets stood up. Here's Konechny to carry it in. Konechny takes it into the corner. Bump comes over to help out. It's knocked back to the goal. Chatfield after it around the boards, and Hall will angle it out. Sanheim lays it up through center. Grabbed by Stankoven. Offside call against Carolina.
Well, the one thing we do know is that Frederik Andersen has not allowed more than 2 goals in the first 7 playoff games that he has played in this year, and this in the 8th one. He hasn't allowed more than 2 yet either, but if the Philadelphia Flyers are going to win this game and push this series back to Carolina, they're going to have to break that thing, and what a night to do it on if they can accomplish it.
York to center, off the stick. Walker tried to turn it back the other way. Glendening off the boards. Can't get it in by Aho. Garnet Hathaway will put it to the line. Walker was checked, but he stopped the entry. Now it is Hathaway that'll pick it up. He'll get it into the corner. Hathaway back to the net, tied up by Walker. Slides it free for Couturier. Jacques Couturier goes the other way. And that one got away from Hathaway as Jarvis will send it across to Aho. Sebastian Aho got it over, and a shot by Svechnikov, kicked out by Vladar. Couturier at center ice. Feeds it across to Forrester off the bench. His shot was off the foot of Miller. Martone going around the goal. Look out. Wes McCauley went down back of the net. He looks to be all right. Miller up the boards at the point. Ristolainen kept it in. Anderson is going to play. Chatfield goes after it. Forrester out of the way. Zegras on the puck. Hands it off to Forrester. Back to the point. Sanheim to Ristolainen. Shot blocked. Jankowski is on it. He'll clear it out. Sanheim knocked it down, and he's going to turn it right back up quickly. Sanheim will fire it in. Slavin goes after it. Poked out for Carrier. Sanheim back on it in his own end for Philadelphia. Martone with it. Across for Dvorak. Dvorak to Martone. Couldn't take it off the boards and was diving to reach for it as Carrier will come back up ice. Checked by Dvorak. Robinson follows up with a shot. Big block. Rebound goes wide. Bonk is on it. Bonk up ahead for Sealer. Just off his stick. Then he couldn't stretch out to get it back. Bump past the hustle back. Carrier trying to get to it off the side of the net. Kicks free for Dvorak, and he'll lift it in the air back to Hurricanes territory. Gostisbehere dumps it out for Nikishin. Out to center, picked off by York. York will wait. And the Flyers put themselves offside as they tried to make a nifty play, but it didn't work.
Well, we're getting some end-to-end action here as both teams are attacking on the rush. Jarvis comes out of his zone, and there's a well-set-up play coming in. A nice little drop over to the wing, and it's a quick release by Svechnikov, and a beautiful save by Vladar, who knows it's got to be a clean slate from now on all the way in if his team's going to push this series forward.
Couturier will take the draw against Stankoven. Couturier won it back for York. He'll send it over to Drysdale. Up the boards, Hathaway will dump it in. Stankoven goes after it. Here comes Couturier. Played around the wing for Blake. He'll hand it off to Stankoven in stride. Feeds it for Hall and knocked it down out of the air. Goes back to the net. Drysdale got a piece of it. Glendening on the puck. Off the glass. Up the boards. Hathaway runs into Miller. And the puck comes out of the zone as Walker will fire it back in. Hathaway gave it to Drysdale. York with it. Knocked down by Aho. Shot flutters over the net. Taylor Hall played it around into the corner. Aho trying to find a little space. Aho on to get that back down for Hall. Miller goes after it. He'll shoot. Stopped by Vladar. Forster on. Forster with Martone. Here comes Forster. Stops. Waits. Takes the shot. Anderson is saved. And Martone going to the net. Got a piece of the rebound. But Anderson still had the pad down to keep it out. As Forster and Martone try to give the Flyers the lead here midway through the third.
I got dreams in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. I got dreams in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go.
Hudson fire, scores!
I got dreams in my head and they won't go. Spirits in my head and they won't go. But the heart still rattles, the heart still rattles,
Oh, please welcome friend of the pod, Ty.
Please tell me you did not start a podcast?
People got to hear my takes.
No, people got to go with the score.
Oh, D-pair's tired. Shots are really piling up.
My gut says overtime, folks.
What? No. New York's got this. Lock it in.
Bad placed.
Yeah! We called it! Oh, let's check in with the chat. Mom! You can't say that.
If Connor McDavid and Connor Bedard had childhood ambitions to become architects, CIBC would work with them every step of the way. Or if they wanted to be mechanics, we'd have a personalized plan. Just like we'll have a plan for your ambitions too. CIBC, ambitions made real.
Only few play hockey the hard way, the selfless way, the Canadian way. They are the real ones, and they drink a real good beer. Real ones now. Sleeman, proud partner of Hockey.
Delivery of the game presented Instacart groceries just how you like. Travis Konecny had to have come into game 4 feeling a little frustrated. On more than one occasion this series, he's had the game on his stick and just couldn't beat Frederik Andersen. Multiple breakaways, hit post, miss net. Tonight, much more of the same. Countless opportunities in all alone. Andersen gets the shoulder on that one. Once again misses the net. He's even on the receiving end of a heated exchange with Rick Tocchet, but he sticks with it, just like Trevor Zegras the other night. This time he gets it on the forecheck. He makes a hit, takes one.
Sealer's shot from the point went wide. Puck comes back out at center. Sealer is there. And an offside call against Philadelphia.
9:07 to go. Face-offs, they're always going to be so important, especially when the face-off is in your zone offensively, trying to set up plays. Sealer with a seeing eye shot that got through, and Andersen looked like he picked it up a bit late, but it sailed over the top of the net. And yeah, not every game is perfect. It's not an oil painting, but even though you're struggling, you got to find a way to help the team get going. And Konecny there makes a great play, battling two guys twice his size. He gets the puck out to the slot, and the Flyers are back in the game.
Sealer from center plays it into the corner. Slavin after it. He'll turn to lift it out. It'll bounce at center, and Sealer goes after it. Artmouth giving chase, and I get chopped up about 17 rows into the seats.
Well, it's the first game, I think, in this series where a lot of the after-the-whistle shenanigans have kind of disappeared. I remember the second period of the last two games. I mean, it was just a parade to the penalty box, and I think it really, in Rod Brittamore's opinion, it wrecks the flow of his team's game. They need to keep that four-line flow going, and when you get a ton of penalties and power plays, it kind of messes with it. Tonight's game has, I think, been a lot better, and I think that's why their second period was a lot better. They seem to be more themselves, start to finish. Both teams suffered with all those penalties.
Miller on the puck, hands it off. Hall's shot. Save made by Vladar. Konecny up to Dvorak and chopped out. Stankoven will fire it back in. Konecny out from behind his own net, gets away from Blake. Hands it off onto the wing. Ristolainen ahead for Bump. Bump can't get by Walker, but Konechny backs him up. Played it over for Dvorak. Konechny to Ristolainen, shooting. Oh, Anderson the save as Dvorak trying to knock it down out of the air. Wrong feed the other way, too far for Hall, and that'll be an icing call.
He's offside as well. So this was coming back regardless. As Ristolainen, who led the Flyers in scoring in the first series against the Penguins, finds himself with one that rotates around to him. He's going to see him cross the blue line now and get a puck. There's no one near him, and there's no one really at the net, so he's trying to, I don't think he's trying to score. He's trying to create a rebound. He's trying to create something that Anderson has to kick out in front, so Dvorak, who's on his way to the net, could have a crack at it, but that puck came off of Anderson and was up high into the air.
Zegras will get tossed from the draw against Jankowski, so Martone steps in to take it. And Martone trying to drop it back in the circle. Robinson jumps in on it. He'll take off the other way, but Drysdale poked it out of his reach. Here's Carrier back in the net. Centered in front. Oh, Vladar with a big kick save there. Chatfield put it to the net off the post. Robinson trying to go through the crease and cause a disturbance for Vladar. Carrier will backhand it in. Drysdale goes after it. Drysdale stops. Vladar still yelling there.
He believes he was ran into, and the referee kind of waved it off at him, and Vladar wasn't done letting him know he doesn't agree.
He and Pierre Lambert were having a yelling match while the play was going up ice. Now it's carried around. Svechnikov in front, intended for Aho and tipped away. A race for it, but Nikishin is back on it first. He'll get it up for Svechnikov. Comes to Ristolainen. Right out ahead for Grundstrom. He'll try to catch up to it. And that's going to be called back. And the fans don't like that, and neither do the Flyers bench. And it looks like they're going to bring the face off to center.
Well, again, Jankowski is right in the right place at the right time. This is a second point-blank shot, and there's why Vladar's upset. He believes he gets run into right here as he's moving outward. But again, he's moving outward, swinging that stick towards the opponent as well. So the referee waved it off. Vladar didn't like it. That was a heck of a save on Jankowski.
Sanheim trying to dig it out for the pile. Glendening there as well. Sanheim's got it, flipped up the boards. Walker knocked it down. Now it's batted in by Couturier. Anderson out of the net. He'll play it. Hathaway slowed it down. Ristolainen trying to get it to the goal. Hathaway with a shot. Oh, he had another chance in front. And then gets rocked in the corner. Glendening trying to move it free. But it's picked up and cleared away by Carolina as Walker gets it out. Now Glendening trying to tip it by Miller. Miller off the boards and out. Ehlers up with it. They'll play it across the stall. It will backhand it in. And Vladar will direct traffic with both teams getting a change. 6.5 to go here in the third. In game 4 with the game tied 2-2. Drysdale up off the glass. Knocked down on the boards. Pass across for Nikishin with a shot. Off a foot and out of play.
Getting bodies to the net, getting pucks to the net. Hathaway has a really good opportunity to put the Flyers ahead with 6:17 to go. Anderson plays it around, and Hathaway gets a piece of it. He slows it down, and it gets toward the net. And a turnaround backhand swing by Hathaway, and then he gets his own rebound as well. And Anderson is there for both of them, although the second one went wide. The first one was on net. When a guy spins around like that and just whacks it, it's hard for the goalie to pick that up. You know, that was a good save, that first one.
Yeah, you don't know where it's going. Now it's Hall, got it back to Goss's there. He'll shoot, and a big block there by Konechny, and the play comes out over the line.
He's feeling it too. That one stung for sure. But you just cannot afford to have a puck get to your net from the blue line. You've got to get in the shooting lanes, and Konechny does that. A gritty block by the forward as he gets right in the lane, and you know what's coming. Unfortunately, it looked like towards the end when the shot was coming, he kind of turned sideways a little bit, and it went off the side of his skate, and he's trying to get through it.
And pass got the whistle as Chatfield fires it in. Punk gets a piece of it. Still rolling around back in the net. That was broken up by Robinson. Chatfield sends it across. Slavin trying to get it down low. Robinson will push it around for Carrier. Tied up by Punk. Carrier up the board. Slavin tried to poke it back in. Robinson on the puck. In front. That one goes wide as Carrier will try to slide it to the point. Turned over though, and Grundstrom gets it out. Grundstrom brings it in. Sends it across. Luchenko down low for Grundstrom. Back to the net. Chatfield will pick it up off the glass. Rolled it up the boards. But Ristolainen in deep on the attack. Grundstrom trying to help him out. Denver Barkey has got it. Barkey to the point. Bounced away on Sanheim, but he'll turn and fire it back in.
A high stick on the dump it. Yep. And that faceoff's going to come down into Carolina's zone.
So Konechny will get a chance to try to skate it off here and shake it off as the Flyers try to keep their season alive here in Game 4.
Instacart lets you choose your bananas.
Get them just how you like.
I can go for you.
Daddy, you don't go up the steps.
I just need them more leaves.
No,
What a time to be alive.
I'm okay.
So, tell me what you want, what you really, really want.
Yo, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
Subway's new wannabe spicy menu. From mild to wild to wicked. All freshly prepared on new ghost pepper bread. How spicy do you want to be?
So I'm looking at you mainly, or am I looking at the camera? Okay, you're gonna tell me and then I'm gonna look in the, okay. So I can't say, what the is that? Easy to use interface? What is this for? Don't I have a mic on? Rentals.ca, your place for apartments, houses, tree houses, you name it, they got it. You know, the script's not great.
The Chevrolet Bolt is back with huge tech upgrades to keep you connected wherever, whenever. The Bolt is so back.
You know, the closer you look, the more Canadian Moosehead gets. Seriously. Get in here. Let me show you something. See that? It literally has A in the name. This whole time. Moosehead. Canadian is our middle name.
Let's take a look at how we got all tied at 2. The first goal was a nice little pass in the middle from Zegras to Forster, and the Flyers were on the board first. And then Jackson Blake, who's had a great playoffs, throws that to the net and beats Vladar. And then all of a sudden, the pass to Stankoven, and it looked like the Hurricanes were in control again, but the Flyers say no. Konechny with a beautiful play out in front. That gets buried by Bump. We're pretty much in overtime now.
Flyers win the draw. York has got it. Trying to get it for Hathaway. Walker will clear it up. Ehlers lost an edge. Now back to his feet. They'll roll it in, but Drysdale will take it. Glendening from center. Lifts it into the corner. Couturier goes after it. Played it back to the net for Hathaway. Lost it to Miller. Miller will take his time and clear it out. Martinook can't get a stick on it. Couturier off the boards. Hathaway will backhand it in, and Stahl is on it. He'll hand it off. DeAndre Miller lays it across for Jarvis. He'll dump it in. Ristolainen goes after it. Ristolainen playing it around Marteau. Now for Zegras. Zegras in the air down in the Hurricanes' end. Forster after it, icing the call.
Well, the plan for Zegras, and he's really good at it, these forehand, backhand flips. If you don't have the lanes to make plays, the aerial is a good option. But he was trying to land it over the top of Chatfield so that they could skate into it, and Chatfield would have to turn to get it. Unfortunately, he had a little bit too much air on the aerial, and this thing is going to go all the way down for icing. You got to know where you're going off these faceoffs.
Carolina won the draw. Slavin over to Chatfield. Shot towards the net, went wide. Vladar, I don't think saw that. He didn't react when it went flying by the net. Sanheim up the boards for Martone. Here comes Zegras. Zegras trying to get it ahead for Forster. It was broken up. He'll backhand it in. And Slavin will reset. And for Aho, Sebastian Aho got it in and then had it knocked off his stick. Ristolainen over to Sanheim off his leg. Sanheim from center, throws it back in. Anderson forced to hold on. He wanted to drop it to Blake, but already had the whistle.
Anderson does not like to freeze pucks in his end. He loves to play it, keep it going, keep it alive, and he was looking to do that there. And he's such a calm, like you look inside that mask, he seems so calm. Even when Bump ran through his crease and Konechny was in it, you know, he doesn't seem to get flustered. He would have loved to have thrown this out, but the draw to his right.
Stankoven and Dvorak for the face-off. Dvorak won it for York. York gets it down on the boards for Konechny. Trying to go back to the line for Drysdale, but it's tipped away. Now Drysdale for Konechny. Dvorak follows up. Cleared away by Carolina. Stankoven back the other way. Good stick by Drysdale to knock it out of the air. Miller feeds it back for Walker. Pass up ahead too far for Stankoven, and that will be brought back to the Hurricane zone.
Well, the neutral zone is where you've got to be really, really careful, because if you open up that and your opponent gets some speed there, it's going to be trouble. And right there, the Flyers made a couple of good long lengthy. They've gained some zones here in this third period. They're starting to lengthen the ice out a little bit, and they've caught Carolina a little flat-footed.
Stankoven won the draw. He gets it back for Walker. Lifts it high in the air. Hall knocks it down. Hall pressured by the Flyers at the blue line. Barkey comes over to help out. That looks like it hit someone on the Flyers bench to get the whistle.
Well, 50-50 puck battles. You got to win them now. 3:05 to go. Puck possession is so important. And Luchenko, playing in his first playoff game, gets in there, battles along the boards. Both guys getting in their first playoff games, I think, have done a really good job tonight. Falk has looked very good, and Luchenko as well.
Barkey won the draw, got it back for Bonk. Over to Sealer. Up through center, deflected in by Grundstrom, but it goes over the glass and out of play.
And Rick Tocchet has talked about it ad nauseum about how important these playoff games are for his young team. They want to play in as many of them as they possibly can, embrace them regardless of the situation they're in tonight. You embrace this game, they're going to learn a lot from it and hope that they can extend it and play an 11th playoff game in Carolina.
Gostisbehere will dump it in. After it goes Sealer, checked by Robinson. Robinson on top of Sealer and around the boards. It's Bonk. That'll come up with it and play it out at center. Luchenko will dump it in. Anderson stops it, moves it for Jankowski. Back behind the net, Gostisbehere waits with it. Flyers will get a change as Gostisbehere skates it out. Gostisbehere gains the red line and dumps it in. After the puck, trying to get a piece of it. Lifted back into the corner. York trying to move it again, but it's stalled. It's there, half the way. Got it up for Glendening by Nikishin. To the point, but not out. York trying to move it. It's in front of the net. Stahl trying to get his stick on it. Martin goes after it in the corner. Stahl trying to dig it up. Couturier over to help out. Drysdale buzzing around as well. Now it comes free. Sent back to the line. Slavin a shot blockered away by Vladar. He's on it again. Slavin back in it for Martin. Missed it off his stick. York trying to get to it. Drysdale goes after it. Drysdale takes Martin into the corner. Glendening bumps with Stahl. Glendening trying to kick it free. Hathaway after it. Hathaway's going to tie it up. Glendening takes a bump from Stahl. Thrown over to York. He'll put it in the air and clear it out as he lofts it down the ice. Chatfield back to get it. 1:17 to go here in the third. Chatfield hands it off. Up ice come the Hurricanes. Svechnikov driving his way to the net. Couldn't make a play though, and it's Martone back up ice. Martone ahead for Forrester. Forrester trying to get the puck around Miller and couldn't do it. Now he's got it back to the net. Zegras on it here in the final minute. Zegras fan of the pass, trying to spin away from Walker. Walker takes Zegras to the boards. Martone got it around, and that puck will come out and down the ice. Sanheim back after it. Sanheim up the wing and out. Martone at center. Spins trying to connect with Zegras, but it was Walker that was there. Now Aho on it. Turns, throws it on net. Glove by Vladar. He'll hand it off for Ristolainen. Under half a minute to go here in the third. Ristolainen out to center. Konechny is on it. He'll play it ahead for the Dvorak, who will backhand it in. Blake goes after it. Blake on the puck. Has a look up ice. Blake skates it out. Blake all the way to the Flyers zone. And his pocket pick, Chatfield a shot, Vladar the save, and the horn goes. And game 4 will be decided in overtime.
The Canes 1 goal away from heading back to the conference finals, and the Flyers to prolong the series and play game 5.
Second overtime of the series coming up. Ron and the panel coming up after the break. 2-2 in game 4 in Philadelphia on Hockey Night in Canada, the Stanley Cup playoffs.
This is Body Armor. Real hydration with electrolytes, no colors from artificial sources, and coconut water. Choose better. Body Armor.
Why is gardening so stressful / complicated?
It just is. But there's a simpler way to adult by switching to Sonnet Home and Auto Insurance. And it just takes minutes to start saving.
Yay.
Head-to-head, Nissan wins. That's why we're #1 in new vehicle quality. Rogue goes the distance, up to 800 kilometers per tank. Sentra is the #1 compact car for new vehicle quality. No wonder Nissan is Consumer Guide's most awarded brand 5 years in a row. Experience our award-winning Japanese engineering. Compare and see for yourself. Right now, get financing rates starting from 0%.
It's the eternal feeling, the drive for something greater, an unspoken desire of untamable wilderness, where the skies dance and the people smile. It is a place that will change you. It is the Northwest Territories.
So I'm looking at you mainly, or am I looking at the camera? Okay, you're gonna tell me and then I'm gonna look in the, okay. So I can't say, what the is that? Easy to use interface? What is this for? Don't I have a mic on? Rentals.ca, your place for apartments, houses, tree houses, you name it, they got it. You know, the script's not great.
This is where the game hits the ice. Welcome to Bet River Sportsbook. Tap into Prop Central, player props, more ways to build your edge. Build your parlay in seconds. Confirm your bet and watch your potential payout climb. Cash in if your picks hit. Bet River Sportsbook. Sign up today.
Hey, boss. Just got back from my Cape Breton trip, but unfortunately, I'm a bit under the weather. Bye.
Hey, boss. I won't be in today either. My cat was kidnapped. I'm recovering from a burnt tongue. The doctors say I'm lucky to have even one kidney. Hey, boss. It's me again. Asteroids. A tornado! I smell burnt toast. But don't worry, I'll be all good in a few days.
So Brendan Dillon's our special guest tonight from the New Jersey Devils, here for the next 3 nights. Brendan, it's a pleasure to have you aboard. And before we get to the Alex Bump equalizer here, I wanted to ask you, no pressure here, but got Minnesota, Colorado. Brent Burns, first time he ever played a home playoff game was Minnesota, nearly 20 years ago, 2007. And of course, you got to play with him. What was it like playing with Brent, and how amazed are you at the run he's on?
He's just, he's like the Dos Equis man, but in the hockey version. There's just so many different parts to not just his hockey game, but the person. He's such a loved teammate, an incredible, incredible guy. I got to spend 6 years with there in San Jose, taught me a lot of things, and can't say enough good things about him.
He was the only guy on the forecheck that would bark.
Yeah, it was
like a dog.
playing forward. Yeah.
He used to be a forward. He'd come in and go, arr, 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 arr. And it made no sense. You're just confused as a defenseman.
Well, and all of a sudden, Jumbo threw a pass right on his tape, and you're like, okay, now I get it.
God, I'll never forget him shooting from center ice. Remember at the All-Star game, he could go top shelf from the center red line. Did he teach you shots, teach you positioning, hits, what?
I think everybody's tried to emulate his shot and how he gets it through every single time. His stick, 120 flex, and he just finds a way to get it around shin pads to create chaos down there in the net front. And I think the entire league's been trying to shoot the puck like him.
What's in his backpack?
Yeah, I was going to ask, did you ever get to look in it?
Snakes and stuff?
Let's just say, I said he was the most interesting man in hockey. He's got everything from like coffee to a blender. I mean, I'm sure he's added things. What's this, year 20 for him? So,
no animals in there?
Not that I saw. There might be something hiding there that someone's got to check.
All right, the Alex Bump tying goal. You have something on that?
Yeah, it's such a tough feeling for a guy, especially a young player, first NHL playoffs. There's so much off the rush, reading, making sure you've got body position on your check. And in this one, Carolina makes a great play. They enter through the middle, kick it out to Hall. Hall finds it, and of course, Bump just finds himself on the wrong side of Stankoven. Fast forward, you're going from feeling like the worst guy in the state of Pennsylvania to now here you are on the forecheck, just wanting to make sure you can do everything you can to get that one back, and Konechny makes a great play in the corner. Bump finds his way into the middle of the ice. Next thing you know, tie ball game.
What's that celebration called? What do you Gen Z guys call this celebration?
Do I fall into the Gen Z category?
I know.
Gen Z?
This guy's millennial.
Yeah.
This is a serious Sally.
That's the Instagram Sally right there.
New profile pic.
New profile
picture.
All right, I think this game could go on for quite a while because of the goalies. I'm not going to say we're going to be here a long time because you guys are here. But these two goalies, well, more so Dan Vladar. I mean, nerves of steel, right? You're facing elimination, so everything you're doing is magnified. You obviously can't make any mistakes whatsoever. So I'm really impressed the way which he's handling this sort of pressure. And it's not easy in this circumstance. And then for Freddie Anderson, is just more of the same for him. Ho-hum makes it look so easy. He has very little pressure. He's got so much leeway with this 3-0 lead in the series, but these two guys are so good at what they're doing that it's just a really fun game to watch.
What did you say to me? Travis Konechny, in the first period, you said he's got to make his mark on this series in some capacity. He's got to have an impact. He's got to be a factor. And I just feel like in the first 3 games, he just wasn't really there. Tonight, I think he's been Philly's most effective forward. And Kev, I'm going to throw you under the bus just a little bit. I think the physicality was getting just over the line a little bit. It was aggravating you. It was kind of aggravating me a little bit. And it was like, can we just stop and play hockey here for a sec? Stop with all the nonsense and just go and play hockey. Here he is with Talk, and this is not the first time Rick Talk has done this with one of his players in the playoffs, but what do you know? It's the physicality that ends up working in their favor. He's F1 in on the forecheck. He's the one that forces that turnover, and just like B. Dillon said, before you know it, it's tie ball game here. He has been outstanding tonight. He's one of those guys you probably absolutely hate. Well, I can tell you absolutely hate to play against him, but I'm sure those Flyer guys love to have him on their roster.
Definitely agree with you, Luke. He was trying to be too physical instead of trying to get the puck at times, make plays. Disagree strongly with Kelly. This game is not going on forever. Oh, really? Because Mark Janikowski has had 4 grade A's and a disallowed goal, and he's from Hamilton, Ontario. And guys from Hamilton, Ontario start, they finish what they start, and this is the first one. This is the disallowed goal where he gets the rebound, and he's played 30 career playoff games. He's only got 1 goal, and that reaction tells me he's probably from more like Ancaster than he is Hamilton, because things are good. He has Zach
the Beverly Hills of Hamilton.
Exactly, Rosedale or something. And I'm Mohawk in Upper Ottawa, different story. But he's had a lot of chances, and he's played a great game. He's played 13 minutes on the 4th line primarily. He's my pick. I know you haven't even asked me yet, but he's my pick.
I remember I lived in Ancaster, loved Ancaster, but we had lots of well-to-do people there. Daniel Lanois, the music producer.
Yeah.
Love that
guy. I have family in Ancaster. We don't talk to them because they're too wealthy for us.
The Rockton Real McCoys were beating the Ancaster Royals in a Junior C game 19-1, and the fans in Ancaster were screaming, "Yeah, but we're richer." Such a great one. Okay, Sticks, amazing guys on the Carolina blue line.
Yeah, the Carolina school of Jacob Slavin's defending. I just think it's incredible. We talked about before the game, the hockey IQ, but there's just a bunch of good ones. There he is with his 2 hands to 1 hand. Here's one from Keandre Miller, knocks the puck out, just stops the forecheck and what would be, a potential 2-on-1 or odd man. Here's another one, Jalen Chatfield. He's able to knock it down and just stop the forecheck. You see the Flyers, Glendening, Hathaway, they're looking to get on there. They got speed through the middle, but it all stops because of a good stick. Here's another one, the man himself, Jacob Slavin again, turns it just into offense for Carolina as well. When you're able to have the team going north that has to turn around and go south, it just creates that opportunity for your team, and they've been doing a great job.
Can I ask you something? The best part of doing that as a defenseman, you and I would do that, Luke was on the other end, is say like Luke's trying to get the puck in deep and you bat it out. He gets in trouble when he goes to the bench.
100%.
Isn't that the best part? Because you know the forward's getting in trouble for not getting. So it's twofold. You save the puck going in your zone, and you get Luke in trouble.
That might be my last shift of the game right there.
All right, well, let's do our picks from this game. Then we'll talk a little bit about the game going on in St. Paul tonight. You've already taken Jankowski.
Can I change?
No, you've got Jankowski. But Brendan, you go ahead and take one for each team. One for who do you think for Carolina's going to score?
Kev, you have to pick for the other team.
Oh yeah, Carolina.
Are you hosting now, Kel?
I want Brendan to get. I wanted him to have the first 2 picks.
Okay, right.
But of course,
he gets
Kevin. He screwed it up.
Carolina, I got Logan Stankoven. He's been hot as can be. And then I'm going to go with the riverboat gambler Travis Sanheim for Philly.
Okay, so now Kevin, you can complete. You've got Jankowski. Who do you want for Philly?
Martone. I've talked about Martone. He just looks dangerous.
Yep.
Porter.
Luke.
Do it.
Oh, I guess I'm going before Cal?
Yes.
Yes, of course.
All right.
Game's
well,
played.
you know what? I'll go with my guy, Travis Konechny, London, Ontario, the Rat. I think he's overdue. And let's go with the captain, Jordan Stahl, for the Kings.
Ron, you go next. You never get to go.
I'm going to go Aho. He has 0 shots. I don't know what he's doing out there tonight, but 0 shots. So I'll go Sebastian Aho. Is that throwing him under the bus? Kind of.
No, the whole segment is throwing
but
people under the
bus. He's got 0 shots, but he's 30% on draws. You're having a great game, Seb. I don't care if Colby Exa loves you. Get with it. So I got him, and I'll go for the Philadelphia Flyers, Couturier.
Okay, I'm going to go with Martinook, and I'm going to go with Hathaway.
Garn.
Two unlikely guys.
2 fourth-line guy, gritty guys.
Yeah, I like it.
Clearly a goalie. So they're going back to Volstead, St. Paul.
Yes, of course. I thought that he deserved to get back in the net because, Gustafsson was okay. He hadn't played in 22 days, so Gustafsson, but I didn't like the 3rd goal that he let in last game. And so for that reason, I was going to go back with Volstead. He had a terrific season, and so did Gustafsson, but I still think this is a guy, he was a big reason why they knocked off Dallas in the first round. He deserves a chance to get back in there.
Scott Wedgwood has now won 12 consecutive starts going back to the regular season. Goals against average .940.
Yeah.
Unreal what he's doing for them. Brendan, you have a thought on this this game 3 for these guys?
I just think these 2 teams, physicality has been the name of the game so far, and goals. Here I was thinking it was going to be, a tight defensive, tight checking, and the first game, 9-6. I think Minnesota really wanted to impose their will on Colorado, and they've really answered back, and not just answered back, but almost taken advantage of it. And led by their top guys too, McKinnon, Landeskog, and it's infectious throughout their lineup after that.
I just think Colorado the only chance you have is to frustrate them. They can get frustrated, but you have to tight check them. You have to be overly physical. You have to use the home crowd, the Foligno brothers, all that. That's the only chance you have. If you just want to trade chances with them right off the bat, no chance for Minnesota.
Final thought, Luke?
They got to slow McKinnon down is what they want to do, the Minnesota Wild. He's been running rampant all over them.
A short break. We're coming back to overtime in Philadelphia. The game in Minnesota is on Sportsnet 1. So if you want to watch that one, Sportsnet 1. The rest of us will be in the city of brotherly love after this.
The Ford, it's a event? The Ford It's a Big Deal event. Right now, lease this F-150 for $237 bi-weekly. That's like $119 a week.
Nice to meet you.
Hey, so, did you?
I got it.
Yes. Look who it is.
Rover, go on, get me my slippers. Rover, the slippers. Ah, silly dog.
So much for silly Doug. Red Bull gives you wings.
This overtime is brought to you by Subway's new Wannabe Spicy menu. 3 different heat levels, from mild to wild to wicked. How spicy do you want to be at Subway?
Laurent McLean must have been the only one doing his research on the panel, choosing Sebastian Aho and Sean Couturier as the overtime heroes. 2 veteran players who are comfortable in the scenarios they're in. Sebastian Aho in series-clinching games, 16 games played, 12 goals, 5 assists, 3 game-winning goals. He'll look to make it 4 here tonight. And Sean Couturier on the other side, he knows this situation well. He's not afraid of a little pressure in the big moment. When facing elimination, Couturier in 7 games has 4 goals, 3 assists. There are a lot of guys that could play hero tonight, but only one team that can walk away a winner. Let's find out as we drop the puck on overtime, guys.
There we go. It's Couturier out there against Stahl. Hurricanes 2-0 in overtime. Philadelphia 1-1. Game 4. They're continuing this series, so Carolina moves on. Couturier banks it in. Hathaway goes after it. Hathaway tied up by Miller. Hathaway trying to kick it free, but he'll get the whistle.
Well, both teams love to get in on the forecheck, and it's just part of their fabric, which makes them good. And for the Flyers, I think a lot in the series, they've gotten away from it. They haven't been able to get pucks into areas where they could get the forecheck going. But when they do, they have created some chances. And right off the bat in overtime, puck in deep, get F1 in there hard, and F2 is in close proximity.
Scramble off the draw. Hurricanes come out with it. Nikolai Ehlers with it. Ehlers gets in over the line, checks up. His shot's off a stick and out of play.
Obviously, there's more stress on the Philadelphia Flyers, knowing that if they allow a goal, their season is come over. Their playoff dreams are done. For the Carolina Hurricanes, they get to have the 3-0 lead in the series as a bit of a cushion, but they do not want to have Philadelphia come back to Carolina. They want this thing done right here. They are not thinking, hey, you know, we've got 3 chances at this. They want to extinguish the Flyers right here.
Aho on the draw. Here's Chatfield shooting. That one's high over the net. Bump after it. He'll deflect it out, and Chatfield knocks it off the boards. Slavin tried to play it in. Turned back out by Philadelphia. Bump is got it. He'll lift it in. Chatfield settles it down. Watched by Konechny. Long pass ahead. Too far for Jarvis. That'll be an icing call against Carolina.
Well, we've already had the 1 overtime goal in this series. Taylor Hall found a way to push one over the goal line. And they've just been a real opportunistic team, the Hurricanes. They just find ways to win. They just continually trust what they're doing.
Zegers won the draw. Drysdale with a shot off the blocker of Anderson. Zegers tried to bat it around for Forrester. Aho was there. He'll hand it off. Slavin will lift it high in the air and out. Jarvis settles it down, and he'll dump it in. Svechnikov after it back in there. And York getting a hold on him. Jarvis to the point. Walker broken stick. Aho settles it down. Sebastian Aho takes it for a skate. Played it off to Miller. Martone out to meet him. Got it down back of the net. Blake gets checked. Svechnikov up with it. Takes a shot. That one goes wide. Miller towards the net. Vladar the save. A scramble for it. Carolina is on it. Sebastian Aho waiting. Pass across. Oh, and a good stick in front of the net as Taylor Hall was waiting on the wing.
Well, what they do best. Get it in the zone. Get it down below the hash mark. Cycle it. Win battles for pucks and funnel pucks to the net. There's the first shot. Nice save by Vladar. Right away, Miller gets it to the net. And Blake wins the battle for the puck. Keeps it alive. Aho picks it up. Goes cross crease right through. Unfortunately, tipped out of play, but that's in a nutshell for Carolina. They just get pucks to the net and they win the battles off those rebounds.
Stankoven got it off the boards. Gustus Bears drive is blocked. Nikishin down low. Sanheim up the wing. Bump doesn't get to it. Nikishin back down low behind the net. Ristolainen goes after Blake in the corner. Has him tied up, has to get his stick back. Played in front for Hall, bounced away. Gostisbehere with it. Gostisbehere trying to get it down to Stankoven off his skate. Hall can't go back to the net, he's cut off. Dvorak after it, tangled up with Blake. Stankoven gets it around to Taylor Hall. Hall waiting back in the net. Hall tries to come out front, and the puck comes over to Stankoven. Stankoven drops it off. Gostisbehere with a shot off the skate of Ledar, and taken away by Dvorak. Nikishin back on it in his own end. Watched by Konechny all the way. Puck comes up to center. Robinson falls. He won't get to it. That will be an icing call against Carolina.
Well, that is really unfortunate. You were looking at he just says, yeah, my bad. He just fell down, unfortunately, but that'll be an icing call. Face off in Carolina's end. Gostisbehere with a nice read as he rotates himself back outside for the pass. Unfortunately, they didn't have anybody really in front of Ledar.
Parkey won the draw, back to the line, off the stick of Sealer. He'll take it at center and dump it right back in. Gostisbehere goes to play. Brunstrom in on the forecheck. It's lifted out at center. Carrier tried to get to it, knocked down by Parkey. And Bonk is on it. Bonk over the red line and will dump it in. Jankowski goes after it. Parkey in on the forecheck trying to knock it loose. Now Bonk hustles after it. Bonk breaks free, hands it off. Brunstrom leaves it. And a shot by Lutchenko blocked in front. Jankowski to Robinson. He'll try to take off Drysdale. Gets back from the change. And Robinson's long shots over the net. Carrier is bumped. Robinson trying to play it. Sealer up the boards. Lutchenko will get to it. Brunstrom sends it down the ice. It'll be an icing call against Philadelphia.
Well, your first overtime, you have that crisscross change, the long change, right? And Bonk, who was out for a little bit, was trying to get off the ice, and that left that whole side of the ice wide open. And Drysdale, who jumped on for him, did an excellent job of getting across on Robinson, who's a pretty good skater in his own right.
So Drysdale, the fresh legs out for Philadelphia. The rest of the skaters, the four of them, have been out for almost a minute. As Stahl won the draw, got it back. Here's Walker with a shot deflected wide. Nikolai Ehlers shoots. That got blocked. Stahl trying to find it. Stahl back to the net. Looks out front. He'll play it around to Ehlers. Nikolai Ehlers takes it for a skate. Ehlers throws it to the net. Stahl was there. Couldn't get a stick on it. Stahl holding on. Watched by Sealer. Stahl takes it up high. He'll swing it back. Ehlers goes around with it, shoots, but on the save. Sealer on the rebound, off the glass, and out and down the ice. Checks up just enough that the Flyers can try to get a change in. Hathaway goes for it at center. Missed it. Icing against Carolina, and that'll work out for Philadelphia. Now a couple of Hurricanes are trapped out for a minute.
Well, Walker thinks that puck went through some people as the Carolina Hurricanes win the faceoff with some tired Flyers on the ice, and they just stay in the end zone for a good 30 seconds. And this has been going on the last 2 or 3 shifts, and every time the Flyers finally get a puck, it's just to dump it out to relieve pressure and change. They're not getting any offense attack at all.
Couturier got it for Hathaway. Drysdale plays it around the boards. Ehlers will go after it, trying to clear it. It hit Couturier. Now Carolina gets it out, and Drysdale is back on it. Pushed behind his own net by Markman. Couturier on the puck. Up the middle, it's off a stick, and now batted away by Hathaway. He'll chuck it down in the corner. Back in the net for Glendening. Glendening tied up. Couturier in to get it. Trying to find some room. Ristolainen will keep it in. Hands it off. Thrown into there. Anderson the save. Here's Couturier in front off the stick. Coming in from the line with Sanheim. Couldn't get to it. Ehlers up to center. He'll fire it in, but it's over the glass and out of play.
Well, it looked like a nothing shot from Sanheim. You know, just a snap wrist shot that gets to the net, but it creates a bit of havoc at the net. And the Philadelphia Flyers get an opportunity. Ristolainen, there's just the shot coming in. There's nobody around. But Anderson leaks out a rebound to his right side where Couturier is standing, and that creates another opportunity for the Flyers.
Aho on the draw. Back for Slavin. Got it over to Chatfield. He'll chop it in. Ristolainen on the puck. Off the boards. Martone trying to tip it out. Aho got it to Slavin. Slavin shoots. Big block. Slavin's got it again. Down low. Tipped by Aho and blocked by Vladar. Vladar trying to fight off the traffic in front. Aho back for Slavin. Onto the boards for Aho. Ristolainen goes for the puck. It's picked up by Martone. Off to Zegras, trying to tip it by Slavin and out. Zegras after it again. Now he's got it. Flipped ahead. Martone trying to catch up to it. But it's taken away by Chatfield. Aho will dump it in. Vladar slowed it down behind the net, and Drysdale is on it. Drysdale into center. Can't connect with Martone. Taylor Hall back the other way. Hands it off. Shelby Robinson scores! The Carolina Hurricanes are moving on to the Eastern Conference Final with a perfect 8-0 record. Blake has got the overtime winner to send them on.
His second of the game, but this play starts out in the neutral zone where Jacob Slavin, we've heard the crew talking about him all night long and how wonderful a player he is, his stick position, his positioning on the ice, period. He jams this play at the red line. And this is what Carolina does. They play defense up ice. Their D do a great job of sticking you at the red line, and there he steps in front. It's just a simple play, but he bumps it back, and it starts off the regroup and the transition. And a very good pass from Hall into the middle of the ice, and Blake fires it off the glove of Vladar. It rolls up and over into the net, and the Flyers' season is over. And the Carolina Hurricanes, another sweep and a long rest before they get the winner of the Montreal Canadiens and the Buffalo Sabres.
And the handshakes begin at center ice as the Hurricanes are the 5th ever team and first since Edmonton in 1985 to start the playoffs 8-0.
Well, the way the overtime started and the way it was going, it just, Carolina had just way more offensive zone time. Philadelphia, more or less, were just getting pucks out of their zone to relieve pressure. And that one chance they had down low was off the Sanheim shot, and they didn't get anything out of it from Couturier. But you just had the feeling that eventually Carolina was going to win this hockey game. Outshot them heavily, 40-17, outchanced them, out-attempted them. I mean, this is a team that's got it all together right now. I mean, they are the better team, and the better team moves on with another sweep. And we talked about the rest they had after the series win against the Ottawa Senators. It was a lengthy rest, and you always worry about rust, but they came out loaded for bear in game 1, and they're going to have a real, I think, a longer rest than they had in round 1. But they are heading back to the conference finals. They are a difficult team to play against. Every shift is hard. You battle for every inch of ice. And the Flyers certainly were not going to go down lightly. They battled in this one hard.
Well, the Flyers had the big push to get in the playoffs, and the big win over the Pittsburgh Penguins in round 1 in 6 games. But it's the Carolina Hurricanes that are proving to be the juggernaut in the Eastern Conference here through the first 2 rounds of the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Here's Rick Tocchet. Rod Brind'Amour, 2 ex-teammates. Ton of respect for each other. And the Flyers fans saluting their team. 3% chance of getting into the playoffs. They went on an incredible run, found their way in. Knocked off the Pittsburgh Penguins in 6. And then they ran into this wall, this Carolina Hurricane team. They're being appreciated by their fans, and they should be.
Well, and the crowd saluting the Flyers. You know, it was a heck of a run this season, and some big star youngsters they're looking forward to here over the next couple of seasons in Philadelphia.
And they got some playoff experience. I mean, Rick Tocchet talked about it. You need to get the experience. This is the only way you do it. These are valuable games, and they put a couple of new young guys in tonight to get some experience.
Well, let's send it down to Sean McKenzie, who's with Taylor Hall.
John, thank you very much. Taylor, 8 games played, 8 wins. When you look at what this group's been able to do so far these playoffs, what makes you the most proud?
You know, I'd say that just the way that we've fought and battled. I know it seems like it's coming to us pretty easy, but it's not. Our PK has been amazing. Freddie and Net's been dynamite, and you know, we haven't had the starts to the games that we've wanted, but we've always got to our game as the game goes on. So lots to be proud of, but we're only halfway there.
For you personally, you come over to Carolina last year, get a taste of the playoffs with this group, you get another taste this year. What does it mean to you to be back playing at this level on this stage?
It's awesome. It's so fun. You know, you don't have to get yourself up for anything. If anything, I said this before, you have to calm yourself down. And that's a great spot for me personally. It's just, we know how we have to play, and we play this way all season long, so there's not really anything that has to change. If anything, it's just the details are a bit more sharp, but it's so much fun playing at this time of year. Crowds like this, there's nothing better.
When you were in Chicago, obviously the playoffs weren't a reality. Just how much did you think about these moments, and did you feel that these moments would come again for you?
Yeah, I don't know. It was pretty rough there for a bit, and but I always believed in myself, and I think the environment here in Carolina is one where you see guys come in and they play well, whether they've been somewhere else or they're drafted or traded, whatever it is. If you play, you know, a team game and really care about hockey and do the right things, you're going to fit in well here, and it's been a lot of fun.
Taylor, thanks so much for the time. Congratulations.
All right, thanks.
Well, Taylor Hall, a big factor in the win, and it's a sad time for Flyers fans as their season comes to an end. For the young group to look ahead to the future, but right now that doesn't feel that way. Carolina's now won 6 straight Game 4s as they win this one in overtime, and they move on to the Eastern Conference Final off 2 goals from Jackson Blake. A 3-2 final with Ron.
Thank you, John and Gary. Great work again. Another sweep for those guys in the broadcast booth. Kind of wild. Listen, tremendous year for the Philadelphia Flyers. You saw the T-shirts. We're just going to go down the horn, have a quick comment before taking you off to St. Paul. This is the T-shirt that the guys were wearing. Tyson Forrester here, the Bernie Parent mask. Believe. We've got one with Sean Couturier, too. And on the T-shirt on the sleeve, you see the 3.8%. Those were the odds of them making the playoffs about a month and a half before the playoffs. So they came a long way in a hurry, did a great job. Kelly, what do you think about them?
All right, well, I would agree with you about Philly coming a long way. And, you know, Rick Tocchet and his staff have done an amazing job. But for Carolina, Taylor Hall nailed it all with about being committed and playing the right way. They're always finding their game. And Taylor Hall might be the biggest guy that you look at for being committed, right? Like, he's never been more committed to playing a team game than right now. And so he's being rewarded. And you just had a feeling, Carolina, they were taking over at some point in the second. They were really, really good in the third and just never let them off the hook in overtime.